Really? Yeah, it's crazy. All right. Hello, YouTube. Get our mic checks, make sure everything is up and running.
Yes. So, civilians. So, we would be completely remiss if we didn't talk about upwelling.
Yeah. Anyway, about that upwelling.
So meanwhile,
Here,
how's your upwelling? You know,
Scoot in a little, like physically move in a little closer to it. We gotta try and squeeze people down the line on the camera. There we go.
Well, and then we wind up with seagulls sound like they're sitting on your shoulder.
Oh.
Sitting, not sitting on your
Yeah.
shoulder.
They could be doing both.
Yeah, and typically they do. How do
So,
we
Kesley, how many episodes do y'all have on Shark Week this
sound
season?
here on,
I saw
We-
one, I think, last night, right?
right.
Yeah, so we have just one, almost like one a year.
Oh,
We've been
okay.
doing it since like 2014.
Yeah, I've seen them all. It's cool. Yeah,
And they
Some
make
years we have
millions.
two, but this year it's just one.
awesome.
Right. So mixed responses on Shark Week.
I mean, in the description it does say that there's a lot of CGI. We did have to flood the central area of Texas.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, actually I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
to
it
tell you the
was.
truth. So, but no, the actual Shark Week at Roosters that he attended. And of course, he's been there before and he knows, what the program is. But then, our buddy, call him George. He was there, and he basically just sat there. He said, "Oh yeah, they had booths and all kinds of stuff." But he said, and the lady, the lady was supposed to get up and talk, and she didn't get up and talk. She just played videos. I knew exactly that he was referring to you. Do you do like half-hour, hourly presentations? Because it's a 2-hour deal at Brewster, right?
Well, yeah, but we don't talk. It's there just to watch the episode and go around
Oh.
and like see all the tables. There's not a like presentation.
Well, you used to do that. You used to get up and like fire up the crowd and.
Yeah, I got up and introduced the episode, and Greg and Kelly came on and talked about, the Institute and all that kind of stuff, and we gave away prizes. But, I mean, it's no more than like a minute or two of us talking. It's mostly the episode and all that kind of stuff.
Boring. We like it when you get up and cheerlead.
Well, it's not a
Tell
it's not
cool
a
stories.
presentation event.
It used to be. You used to be cool, but then again, we all used to be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just not the right venue for that. We do enough. Like, you want to hear me talk? Come to the Texas State Aquarium tomorrow. I'm gonna have a whole spiel.
Okay.
I take over Let's Talk Sharks.
We'll be
so
there.
tell us about that. So Texas State Aquarium tomorrow at what time?
It starts at 11:30 in front of the Caribbean exhibit.
In the AMs, I guess. And is it free
Yeah.
to get in?
No, it's whatever it costs to get into the aquarium.
Okay. And you're going to talk about.
Sharks.
Okay.
All
Okay.
things sharks.
Are we skipping ahead? We can.
No, we're,
we can reiterate this.
Yeah, we're about 7 minutes out from going live, but you can
Oh no.
promo
we're
it now
li-
and then
we're
do it
live
tomorrow.
on the YouTubes right now.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
running on YouTube.
So what we
So
tried-
when people tune in later to watch the show, hi guys, thank you by the way.
Peace out.
David, you want to jump in? Yeah, come grab a seat before other people running for city council try and get in there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Dude.
I think there's like 12 of them. Yes, and so thank you to everybody watching on YouTube, watching this later.
Dave Carr.
Dave Carr.
We will be.
Kesley Banks.
Right. Yes.
Jeff Coyne.
Gotcha.
Good to
Yes.
meet you.
Right back at you all.
There you go. Yeah, scoot in just a little bit.
So, hey, on
Just
that,
the chair.
can you do
Yeah, just a little.
seawater temperatures?
Perfect.
Oh, sorry, bud.
I can show your upwellings on here.
Okay,
Yes,
can you hear yourself?
That's what I was looking
can.
for.
Sound good?
Yes,
The
sir.
upwelling.
You got such a good radio voice, man. I dig it. I was going through a bunch of old, like, footage, some old episodes, and then old, mic
Yes,
checks and stuff we were doing from
Right.
like 2 Christmases
Oh, yeah.
ago upstairs and
That-
stuff. It was pretty funny.
That is
That's
upwelling.
awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
no.
actually going to do a radio show next week on Long Island.
Oh, cool.
Really?
Yes, sir. It's been a while.
Yeah. How many hearing centers do you have up there?
Currently 5.
Okay.
There's C2. Those Greckers are getting after it over there. Huh?
I know, and you
Yeah.
can when you put on your headphones, they sound like they're eating
Oh, really?
sugar
Yeah.
packets right here.
So I just got back from Yellowstone Hogs. I took
Oh,
the
yeah.
family
Oh,
up
yeah.
there to Montana, and the ravens are like their blackbirds and seagulls up there, and they'll just steal everything right out of your hand. It's crazy.
Did you go for the run of the bison or what?
No, they're in heat right
That's
now.
what I
Yeah,
asked him.
exactly.
I was like, he got back, and I didn't see any headlines.
Well, I mean, that has to be just so random because, look, here's a picture. I'll show you, and there's tourists just walking by this thing. They're so used to people
Yeah.
that it was just sitting there chilling.
Oh, I've been. I've done it. I've seen it.
That
We had
sounds.
a tour guide there, and I was like, "Hey, did you see the chain on that bison's leg? Is that how they keep him there?" And she's like, "What?"
Messing with the tourists.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I saw a woman holding a baby, thinking that she could go out and pet the bison. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding.
Oh.
Me. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Delbert.
That's Darwin hard at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They told us 2 school bus links away at minimum is what they want you to stay.
Yeah.
if you're agile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're at your fighting weight, do it about.
Yeah.
Jeez.
No flip flops.
Yeah.
Yes, but he took his son whitewater rafting, and he said the first splash that his son got, the son was like, "I'm done here.
Oh,
This
he
is
hated
cold."
it. He hated it, and I don't get it. I take him offshore.
Hi,
I thought
Josie.
he'd be fine, but the cold water got him.
Yeah.
He's like, no,
No,
not
I'm
having
done
it.
here.
He's all, this is the worst day ever.
Oh no.
Poor guy.
So are you going to be able to tell the photographer, the videographer story? That's a good one. See, that's the stuff, you know. That's a really good one.
Stay tuned for special content later on our YouTube channel.
Right, exactly. All right, how are we doing here, Flap Jackson?
Not bad. About 4 minutes out from going live on the radio. So they'll run through. They'll do the catch up at the top of the hour with circle ads, the weather,
Perfect.
all the fun stuff.
Okay, so we've got manatees and upwelling. What else are we going to bore the listeners with?
Yes, canal navigation.
Absolutely.
People who live on the bulkhead.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Things actually happening.
Okay, so things that we don't talk about: water, city council, and the PIPOA. Anything
Yeah.
else on the list that we've got
Well,
to
that
scratch
just
up?
got real
Well,
boring.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
We got to try and make someone mad today. If not, no one's gonna tune in to watch it later. Which one? I know they have the Flanagan's Freedom Forum. Yeah.
What's that about?
Good
Just
afternoon.
What's going on, man?
national
Catch up or
stuff,
something on you.
mostly.
Oh, there you go.
Par for the course. Cass, you know Dale.
Yes.
Right.
Good to see you again, Dale.
What's going on, Dale?
This is it.
Love the blood spatter,
Yeah,
man.
I saw you guys that looked like they were out checking the canals.
Yeah, they're doing some monitoring out there just ahead of that other one opening up. Just to be sure we don't get any scour.
Yeah. Amen to that.
We know we're gonna
So
have
before we jump to break, I'll either do 1, 2, or 3 minutes, or if I do 30, it's like 30 seconds, and then we'll just wrap it, go to
Well,
music.
no. But then when you give the 1 minute, Dale will ask a very esoteric question. It
Yeah.
takes 4 minutes to
He just likes to tease for the next segment. That's the thing.
yeah, for the next segment.
And we should hear when they jump us in just before we go live on the headphones.
Perfect. Flap
Make
Jackson in
up.
the morning. Yeah, no kidding.
Turn me up a little, Hogs, can you?
What, you're in the headphones?
Yeah. Can you?
I think that's the...
What
Right, which board?
I have a hearing aid for that.
Okay, we're all.
Is that a little better?
Yeah.
Jeez,
Thanks.
Louise. Somebody's
Okay.
really hot. Who is that?
One.
You're on your own mic channel.
Okay, maybe it's me that's hot.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, is that better?
Yeah.
A little
okay.
better?
I just won't. Okay, there you go. There
Yeah.
You go.
No, you're good there. It's just the individual mics have an amp on them. So if there's a bunch of noise and you need to focus, I can just turn it up so you can actually hear what you're saying.
No, don't. It'll
Yeah.
just rot your brain.
Yeah.
But I can hear those grackles back there eating sugar packets.
We're gonna wait for the earthquake up above us when they
Yeah.
start moving tables.
Yeah. What was that a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, that's
Somebody
up
right
there.
above
Right
us.
there.
Somebody right above us knocked
Perfect.
over a water, and it just rained right down through here. Just missed this electric.
Is
cord.
that-
That's just open
Slide.
slats up there,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Scoot your chair in just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That way, this, yeah.
This News Talk
This-
KEYS
okay,
weather
here we go.
update is brought to you by
Oh, my
NYC
goodness.
Sports Network.
I'm
Here's
scared.
your
Hold
AccuWeather
me.
forecast. Today, expect a mix of sun and clouds with a consistent breeze. The temperature will reach a high of 96. Tonight will be mostly clear with a low of 77. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny and hot with breezy
so
conditions
only
in
half
the
hour?
afternoon. The
Can we
high
have
will
you
hover
for a little bit
around
more?
96. Saturday is forecasted to be mostly sunny and warm with breezy conditions later in the day. Expect a
Is
high of
that proof of
98.
life?
Sunday will be very warm with
She's
a mix
actually
of clouds
here.
and sunshine.
You wanna
reaching
get
a
in?
high of 99 with your
We've
AccuWeather
already
forecast
asked him.
meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
And off in the distance, you can see the slow, inevitable rise of the Island Moon. This is Island Moon Thursday. My name is Jacob Hoggs. We have an awesome table of guests today. Jeff Cohen, Dale Rankin, Dr. Kesley Banks, which we couldn't think of your maiden name a little while ago. It's Gibson. Yeah, Lauren and I were going back and forth on that. It was pretty funny. David Carr and Jay Gardner joined me this morning. We're going to start off talking about sharks and Shark Week. Dr. Banks, for those of you who aren't aware, is Corpus Christi's resident shark rock star. You've been working with the Hart Research Center for, well, when did you start? You started undergrad there, right?
PhD in 2015
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she came from the University of Tennessee. Is that correct?
for my undergrad, and then through Troy University for my master's.
Right
degree.
on.
Okay. Fun.
How did Shark Week start? Where'd it come from?
So it was kind of like a PR campaign back in the 80s to really boost,
In the 80s?
yeah, back in the 80s. I think it died like for a little bit and then it came back. But yeah, the first like original, I don't think it was called Shark Week then, but the first original was
Oh, we
back in
don't
the
like
80s.
we don't have Turtle Week or Snake Week. Or
They don't need the same PR campaign that
Turtle
sharks
Week.
do.
They don't
Yeah, the
have good
marketing-
lobbyists.
Oh no, but
Manatee
we
Week.
are going to start Manatee Week. That's
Yes.
for sure.
Manatee Week will be coming
Yes.
to a YouTube channel near you.
Well, I've seen all this Shark Week activity. There's a lot of stuff going on. You must probably busy this week, right?
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah, I have a handler to make sure I make all my events. Otherwise, they're just like stacked on top of each other, and as these gentlemen can attest, squirrel, and so I won't make it on time. So
Well, and there's
Lots of squirrels.
Speaking of events, there's a big fun thing coming up tomorrow that you're doing, right?
yeah, we're taking over the aquarium at 11:30 for Let's Talk Sharks. So we'll do like a quick 10-minute kind of presentation, and then I like to open it up for questions from the kids and spend as much time as they want asking any questions.
And what exhibit is that in front of?
It's going to be in front of the Caribbean Sea exhibit.
Okay. Right
Yeah,
on.
the one
How
with all the
fun.
sandbars.
Yeah, good.
That's awesome. So you're the episode that you were on for Shark Week. This is how many years now you've been on Shark Week?
I've been doing it since 2017.
Okay. Yeah, and the episode you were on was like Jurassic Sharks. What was
Jurassic
the-
Sharks, yeah.
Whose decision was that?
We do not get to name them at all. So the way it
wondering
works
that.
is the production companies will contact us and then start saying like, "Are you interested in doing like an episode like this?" And then you kind of go back and forth and decide if that's one in your area of expertise,
Yeah.
and two if you're interested or have time.
Yeah.
I am the daughter of a marine geologist, and so that did fall within my minor as an undergrad. So while it's been 15 years since I've been on a dig site, I did grow up going to them. So it was a good
Yeah.
storyline for them. Like I'm coming back to my roots and really following,
Who shot it?
you know, Anomaly Productions.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I did want to ask you that. I just saw the 1-minute teaser. What kind of sharks were they excavating there?
So that ended up being,
I don't know if you would spoil it, but
yeah, I don't want to spoil it. There was actually a couple of sharks that were there. That actually is more of like a marine reptile dig site. It was one we could get access to. We do discover or find a Texas super shark tooth, which was 100% planted. And that's exciting. But the tooth is cool.
It's like
So
Storage Wars.
But no, the tooth is really cool because it actually was discovered at the Dallas airport. There's an active dig site for the Texas super shark at the Dallas airport.
Those engineers.
So the ranch you were on is up Central Texas. Where was that at?
So
On that
it's
episode?
near like Whitehead.
Okay.
Seymour,
Is that-
Texas. You know where
okay.
Seymour,
Yeah.
Texas is? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's from the time when this everything to the panhandle was
The
underwater.
bottom of the ocean. Yes,
Yeah.
we went all
Until
the
it
way
got
back.
so flat out there.
So yeah, no, it was cool. We got to do a little digging and then bring it all the way back to like what I actually study modern day.
Yeah, it was really
So-
cool. I saw those shark teeth. I was watching with my son, and then you guys did all this computer generation of what that thing might look like. And he's like, "Dad, are those really in the ocean?" And I can
At
tell
one
he's getting
time.
scared. And then he's like, "No, I
Not
want to go
anymore.
catch one."
not anymore. At one time. Yeah, no, it's cool. It was a different type of episode. It's one of the most CGI heavy, but they went in knowing they were gonna flood Texas, and now being that we're in a drought, it's a little hard to flood the middle of
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah.
So
No, it
yeah,
was
we
cool.
did it with computers.
That's
Yeah.
pretty fun.
So
Awesome.
are there a lot of those sites around?
Yeah, there's a lot of sites actually. So the same site that we were in Seymour, Texas, I actually, as an undergrad, was digging in the northern area of it in Kansas. So that site runs pretty much down like the center of the United States.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't realize that till I got there, and I was like, a lot of this looks like something I've already dug up. And he was like, yeah, we're related to this one. So
Well, there's a lot of shark-related research done around here, right? I see
We're
press
in a-
releases
yeah.
all the time.
we're in a good spot for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually historically been understudied. So when everybody hears shark research, it's like Florida, the Atlantic
Yeah.
coast, but not Texas.
Right. It's
So-
been overkilled and understudied, but now it's good to see the
So
Yeah,
tide
switch.
turning.
How big of a change was that? Because you were ground zero, and kind of the force behind a lot of the movement towards tagging, conservation efforts for beach shark fishing, and you've seen the evolution.
I think you're giving me a little more credit than I deserve
you
there.
were around since it really started taking off. Jay and I remember when people were making shark leaders out of weed eater line.
Oh, yeah.
No,
No, I think at one point in time, Kess was like, I got stuck with this.
Yeah.
But then now
No,
she's
I didn't get stuck with it. I loved it, but
No,
I got stuck with you. Is what happened.
that's probably
He's
true.
confusing the statements.
Yeah.
I love the research. I got
But
stuck
no,
with Jay.
in between Sharkathon and the Texas Shark Rodeo,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of
No,
tagging going on.
I will say that I think we have a better relationship now with Curtis than we had maybe had historically.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, no, Curtis talks to us a lot more. He's given us a lot of additional access that I don't think the program was initially set up to take. So I think maybe what Jacob's referring to is like when I started, we were only receiving the tagging data, and then after Jay introduced Curtis and I,
I'm
I
sorry.
know it's like, well, then they realized, like, wait a sec, we've got a Sharkathon. The event is just a one weekend long, starts on Friday, goes till Sunday morning, beach fishing tournament for sharks, but there's also tarpon, redfish, trout, and women's and kids divisions. But it's one weekend, all traffic on, all traffic off the beach, and it became cool to tag as many sharks as you could. It was a catch photo release tournament.
Yep.
That was based on like conservative efforts for people to try and make the most out of shark fishing. And oh man, then it became cool to tag as many sharks as you could. And then Texas Shark Rodeo was kicked off. It's just coast wide.
It was revived.
That's yes.
What is that?
Right, so that's a year long. Go ahead, Cass.
Yeah, so it's basically like a year-long tournament along the entire Texas coast. There is no real grand prize other than bragging rights and a trophy.
And see who can tag the most sharks?
Yeah, so it's the
Absolutely.
most sharks.
Yeah.
You get
Counting
points
coup
for
on sharks.
uncommon species, most inches. Like there's
What's the most common species around here? The sand shark,
black tip
black tip.
by far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, and-
sandbars are about the third.
And how big are the general teams on Texas Shark Rodeo?
I think they can be no more than 4 to 6.
Okay.
Most are around 4.
Yeah, but you'll see like up to 20 people at the camp.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
teams
or multiple
like fish
camps
together.
right down
yeah.
the beach. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll all fish together. Yeah,
No
wrangling
comment.
a shark onto the
Shenanigans.
beach.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
Do sharks migrate by season?
Yes.
They do.
Yeah, and a species dependent on like what season they're migrating. So like makos we see come closer to shore typically in the winter, although this has been a weird year. We had one caught like a month ago on the beach.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
big one. And then we know a guy that's been fishing offshore that's gotten 2 in the last couple weeks.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah.
someone told me a while ago. They were like, "Yeah, I don't know what it is. The migratory patterns have just started. You know, there's all these the tagging's just blown up and everything." And it's like, yeah, think about it. Before it was a pretty esoteric thing to have, you know, it's like a hubcap with a handle on it that you could run enough line out to get to them. Now anybody can just, you know, they're buying, you know, dinky reels and things that they really underpowered that they shouldn't really be using for sharks, and they're running it 500 yards out, and now they're wondering why we're catching more sharks. Yeah, because we're getting to them more. They've already
Yeah,
been
technology's advanced, so
but-
you can get there. Yeah, but same thing with like our science technology, right? They've been making these migration patterns. We just now can see them. So
There's a
Absolutely.
website you can watch them, right?
Fin Finder, yeah. Fin
So,
Finder.
Finder.
We're gonna jump to a break here in about 3 minutes, but when we get back, I want to make a kind of go to our second segment about Fin Finder, and then
Right.
kind of the new integration there. But tell us about Harvey.
Harvey the shark. So Harvey
Yes.
was one of the first shorefin makos tagged as part of my dissertation.
Yes.
And Harvey like broke the internet. So named for
Yes.
Harvey Wild the conservationist and
Not the
Harvey
hurricane.
Yeah. Harvey Wild the conservationist. But Harvey the mako actually went south to the Caribbean 2 years in a row, almost to the day, and so it actually gave us the first like insight to where they might go after they leave the Western Gulf.
They're following the tourist season because it's good eating.
That's right.
Well, what kind of tag is on Harvey?
So it's a spot tag. It's a satellite tag. So every time his fin breaks the surface, it talks to the satellites and sends a location.
Okay, I was gonna say, does it
Yeah.
work within a certain depth, or is it only when it breaks the surface?
Only for that one, only when it breaks
So,
the
but
surface.
it keeps the data.
How
and
long
then
does
dumps
it last?
Okay.
The battery
Yeah.
life or on that
Anywhere from 1 to 3 years depends
Wow.
on how often they
Yes.
talk to us. So the more they
Okay.
talk, the faster the
It
battery
drains
drains.
So, in case you were wondering, if you're offshore fishing, you can now dock your iPod to any mako shark out there and download the latest tunes that Harvey's been listening to.
Where you been? Where your
Yeah,
buddies?
exactly.
I think he's listening to Margaritaville.
Yeah.
So from the data that you've been getting off of just Harvey, like, are you? I mean, makos, are they pack travelers? Are they singler? What's the deal? Is he a loner out there just making his way, jamming to Bon Jovi? What's the deal?
Yeah, so it's
Yacht
really
rock.
interesting.
Yacht rock, yeah.
We find that there's like 2 kind of populations here. There's ones that stay in the Gulf all year round, they just move further offshore. And then there's ones that move out of the Gulf and they migrate every year. But what's really interesting is it's actually sparked a new project, and we're going to be looking at the reproduction of short fin mako. So if you thought tagging was interesting, just wait till we perform an ultrasound.
Wow.
That's pretty
All
wild.
right,
Well,
something to
so
look
in
forward
order to
to.
perform an ultrasound, you have to catch them first.
We got to catch them, and then we're going
You
to
bring
get
them
up
to the
close
cradle
and
on the
personal.
boat,
And
right?
then tonic immobility, turn them
Yeah.
upside down.
Well, so the
It's-
problem with the cradle though is the females get really big and they
Yeah.
don't fit in the cradle. So
we need a bigger cradle. We need a bigger cradle.
Yeah.
we need a lot more funding to get a bigger cradle. But currently, one of us goes down to them and will perform all of the process.
Yeah, no, hold my ankles and she'll
Yeah.
just
Hold
stop
my
right
ankles.
off. Yeah, exactly.
Put me in a harness.
That's pretty awesome. Well, luckily, I mean, the sharks really just only swim one way. It's not like the mako can just spin around and bite its own tail. Oh, it
Oh,
can.
wait.
Yeah, they can. They're pretty
It
agile.
can.
Forgot about that part.
Well, Dr. Kesley Danger Banks joining us. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, Fin Finder.
That's right.
News Talk KUYS brings you more news, facts, and information. And now, we're giving you even more. We've teamed up with our friends at Chris 6 News to bring you up-to-the-minute local news.
Program where the people staking around on YouTube get to hear the real inside information.
Exactly.
Well, that was really interesting because I'm learning this territory to go fishing. We've been going 25 miles out when it's flat, and took my 5-year-old grandson for his 6th birthday 2 weeks ago, and he just wanted to catch a shark. So we caught a little blackfin and a little hammerhead, and he was so excited I made his day. And I was asking friends of mine, I'm like, are there makos down here? Because that's the only shark I ever ate until I came here, and it's blackfin. And they're like, no, there's makos aren't around here. So
Typically,
I'm
you think
learning.
Atlantic for Makos. I do. I don't know if that's right or not, but
Well, that's because that's where all the research has been.
There you go.
Literally, until 2017, no short fin mako was ever tagged in the Gulf. Guy Harvey Foundation was the closest, and they tagged off the Yucatan. Like, that was
They've been
it.
catching them out of Port A for a long time.
Yeah,
So,
but like we didn't have the
But
same
most-
partnership we do now with rec
Yeah.
anglers, so like
Mostly
no one
winter
knew.
though, right?
It's always
Because-
been mostly winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Deep
starting
water.
to. We're starting to notice, like I said, with the advancement of the tags, that the males are staying around a little bit longer, but the females are just moving into deeper water. They're not leaving the Gulf. So that means we have to have a mating ground and a pupping ground here.
somewhere.
Hence the ultrasound.
Yeah.
So, but you don't know where.
No, that's why I need the ultrasound. Because then we'll put specific
that checks
tags
out.
on them. They have
Oh yeah.
birther tags are being developed, and so they look like a little garlic clove. And you insert them, and when
gotta
the
be quick on that
female
one,
gives
Paz.
birth, she pushes it out, and that sends the only location you get, so you know exactly where they're giving birth.
Okay, interesting.
Is the population, shark population, holding steady?
Depends on the species.
Yeah.
So makos have currently been
what?
declining in the last couple of decades. There's another
Oh,
stock
perfect.
assessment going on right
Oh no,
now.
actually,
that
I'm
should,
getting work
you know,
notifications, which
hopefully show that they're
Is
increasing.
it
but-
fishing or is it just natural process?
It's a
Don't
mix
know.
of both. So we have really good regulations in the United States. Other countries do not. But then at the same time, like the oceans are changing, right? You're finding some are warming in certain areas and some areas are cooling. And depending on that species of shark,
Okay, here we
it may
go.
not be tolerable.
And we are back on Island Moon Live, here from our beautiful Docks Waterline studio at the base of the gorgeous JFK Causeway. And it looks like there's a little water in our mother lagoon today. It's not too high, but it's about average. We've been having some kind of interesting tides up and down.
it's about to go down for a bit.
Yeah.
The water's
So-
been beautiful on the beach.
Yeah, well, finally we had that the cold water upwelling kind of blow out, which we'll get to in a little bit. But when we teased it before we went to break, when just
Later.
before we left, we were talking about Fin Finder. We've got Dr.
Yes.
Kesley Banks. I almost called you Gibson again, just because
That's
it was in my
all
head.
right. Right, yeah.
Dr. Kesley Banks with us, David Carr, Jay Gardner,
Arg.
Dale Rankin, editor publisher of the Island Moon, and Jeff, I'm not going to give you a crazy nickname. Cohen. I thought about it. There were a
Only
few
a
that ran
safe.
through my head. Yeah, exactly. Jeff Cohen joining us.
Jeff Yellowstone Coim.
I know, yes. I was going to bison hugger. I don't know. Yeah. He just got back from Yellowstone. He was showing pictures earlier. It's awesome. Okay, so
Fin Finder.
Dr. Banks, when, what you call it, Tuesday, there was a really cool event at Brewster Street downtown watching you on your Shark Week, I guess, with the show that you recorded and helped kind of put together as an expert shark witness. Right,
Sharker.
called Jurassic Sharks.
Yes.
How do people find that if they want to go back and watch it?
Should be able to view it on the Discovery Channel
Go
app.
through the Discovery Channel app. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so if you want to see how Kesley and our friends at Hart Research Institute are participating in shark research and the history of sharks in Texas, go check that out for sure. But it was a fun event. Dr. Kelly Miller, president of Texas A&M Corpus, gave you a glowing introduction. That was really cool. That was fun. They had prizes. There were a bunch of things for the kids. Our buddy Jace Tunnel was there. Ronnie Narmore was there with Tracy, and and had just a good group of a bunch of locals that were it was a real family friendly style event. Watching Shark Week and getting everybody kind of introduced to this. But I saw a bunch of Fin Finder shirts around everywhere.
Yeah, so Fin Finder's our website where you can track all of the sharks that we tag here in the Coastal Bend. You can track them wherever they go in the world. It'll give it to you live. And we're expanding that into billfish. So
Okay.
we've got a couple
Really?
billfish that should be going up, soon. Mix of tags. So some of them, like the whole track, will produce because it's a different type of satellite tag. But we've got a couple of those spot tags we were talking about earlier that have gone out on some sailfish. So the
Interesting.
goal is to put
We
them.
should be able
up.
to get the no-kill fishing tournaments in Port A to help you tag those.
So we have been, Billfish Pachanga has been doing it for about 3 or 4 years
Yeah.
now, and they put out 3 during their tournament this year. So it's so far been the archival tag, so we have to wait till it pops off the fish.
They don't bring
but-
them in anymore. They take
Yeah.
a picture and let them go.
Yeah, we get all that data too. I get to watch all those videos. It's cool.
What-
Makes me jealous. I
What
wanna
other
go
things
fishing.
that go on with Shark Week? Is there a lot of different events that happen?
Yeah, so it's throughout the entire coastal bend. There's a bunch of events like La Palmera Mall. They had Izzy there, and there was a story time session where they read shark stories. Tomorrow we'll be at the aquarium for Let's Talk Sharks. Tuesday we were at the aquarium for Media Day and shark feeding.
You fed a reporter to the sharks, did you?
Yes.
Yeah, you're on my hit list, Dale.
Start with the interns.
I thought you were going to say city
Kesley,
council.
wasn't there a great white that came in the Gulf on that fin finder a while back?
Yeah, so we do have white sharks in the Gulf. It's been kind of unheard of till recently, but as we've said, with advancements in tagging technology,
Yeah.
you can actually track them. It's still very rare to see them come across the Mississippi River just because we have much dirtier water over here compared to like the Eastern Gulf.
So it's the cleanliness of the water, not the temperature?
It can be
Or
a little
the-
bit of both, but they're starting to expand their range as well as they're going through their rebuilding as they're recovering. So
You talked about you're getting into stickfish, right? What about bluefin tuna? Or is somebody else already doing that?
no, so bluefin tuna has been tagged somewhat in the Gulf already. Our colleagues out of Galveston and then Barbara Block out of Stanford has
Oh,
done
yeah.
that.
Okay, right on.
Well, you would
maybe
think with
about
their
a
value, a lot of them would
decade
hit the
ago.
table, not the tag.
Yeah, so we do the sampling of the ones that hit the table. Yeah. Anybody that catches a bluefin, give me a call. I'll meet you at the dock.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of they go after the summer season. A lot of the fishermen that go out looking for bluefin, they're
Well,
jackpot. They keep them. They're not tagging them.
Well, they used to
they're,
call them
they're
UFOs.
looking for blue marlin. They're
Right.
finding bluefin because you cannot.
We were
target
talking in
bluefin.
we were talking in the break. You said the shark population in the Gulf increasing and decreasing mostly by species.
Yes. So we do have some really healthy shark populations. For like black tips, have a really high population right now. In fact, we don't land most of our quota either, so it's continuing to grow. Some other species that have
right.
been declining are some of the hammerhead species. They're just overly sensitive to the catch and release process. So even if your intention is to release, it's still a 50-50 shot if that hammerhead is going to survive. Bull sharks are pretty hardy. Believe it or not, black tips are, even though they're increasing, some of the catch and release process from the shore is kind of iffy just because of water temperature. So the warmer the water is, most shark species then struggle to survive. It's like you running outside and then you going to take a hot shower. I don't know anybody that does that.
Yeah.
You usually turn it on cold and you feel better, but
Yeah,
when you release
they
them, you
just
just put them
overheat.
back in the hot
Interesting.
shower. So.
Well, the population might have dropped when they reopened Bob Hall Pier.
There have been some good catches off Bob Hall Pier. Anybody shark fishing at Bob Hall Pier, you might see me around in
So-
the next couple months. I got a couple tags I need to put out there.
What advice would you give people that are getting out to Bob Hall to specifically shark fish?
Ah,
Don't stab your neighbor
Leave the
with
drill,
a fillet
leave the
knife.
drill at home. That's a message from Troy Adler.
Watch your back
Yeah.
cast.
Yeah.
Watch your back cast. Yeah. So if you hook into a shark that you can safely lift with a net, that's one thing to be able to bring up onto the pier there. However, I highly recommend, if possible, to walk down to the sand and have someone pass you your rod. The shark has a better chance of survival if you're able to leave the gills in the water. So the air exposure is really detrimental to the survivability of that release. And so I really if you can get to the water to do any of the processing of your
To
animal,
take your selfie.
take
Yeah.
your selfie,
Yeah, right.
then you are, you're putting that shark first.
So you brought up a really good point, and we're going to dive down this rabbit hole just a little bit. The shark populations have increased since we kicked. So everybody
Potentially.
vote for Kesley as chair for Gulf Marine Fisheries Council.
Awesome.
Yeah. No,
So-
that's really good. So you guys got a meeting coming up in I think the third week in August
Yes, in Biloxi.
in Biloxi. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So
we'll
what-
be in Galveston in October, November.
Yes.
So what is the main kind of purpose of the council? What do you oversee?
Fish,
Fish.
sharks.
No, we do not.
Well, I mean,
we do
their
not
connection in
oversee
the
sharks.
bigger in
Yeah.
the bigger picture.
Sharks is done by
Exactly.
HMS. We oversee fish, so we actually make the federal regulations for the fisheries. Well, we advise. We send up the amendment after long deliberation through a transparent process with fishermen and constituents, and then the Secretary of Commerce has the right to either accept or decline that amendment.
And head boats and commercial as well.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah,
this has
all
everything to do
anglers.
from what,
All
like,
anglers.
so, like,
Dealers, everybody, every
fish,
aspect of it.
including recreational and commercial, like even everything from snapper to grouper to
Red
what hits the
snapper.
table and
Yeah.
all that, right?
All of it, yes. all of
Okay.
it.
What's the big hot topic right now?
Man, I
I
didn't
know
know
there's
I
a
was
few.
going to this. There's a few.
Yeah.
You didn't know you were going to wind up with a hot seat, did you?
I didn't. So we actually got some kind of terrible news regarding kingfish recently, and so we've heard a lot from fishermen, no matter your sector, over the last couple of years about kingfish populations being down.
I can
pretty
vouch
much.
for that.
I love king fishing.
So I have a.
I love king fishing.
What do you
Well,
think about when they removed
You're
all the
the one.
oil rigs out there? Do you think that's part of it? What's your opinion
I don't
on
know.
that?
The
I'm,
oil.
I'm gonna spoil something for you. We actually got landings out of Mexico for the first time ever, and the numbers are 3 times what we land in the United States
For kingfish?
Yeah.
every year.
Okay.
And
'Cause
so
they migrate.
their
Yeah.
migration, they're getting.
Oh, okay.
So we've actually had to stop the stock assessment that's in process for kingfish, so we can start to work with the Mexican scientists to figure out how to incorporate that data finally into that
Hey.
stock assessment. So yes, I do think oil rigs play a part. I do think there's some environmental factors with warming waters, but there is this hidden fishery harvest that we have not ever accounted for that will now be in this stock assessment.
Hey, but that is awesome that you're starting to get some collaboration out of the Mexican scientists and fisheries.
Well, it's not me
managers down
personally.
there.
It is the Southeast Fisheries
I'm
Science
just
Center.
saying
But
in-
yeah,
I'm
but
saying
we
in
are
general.
now. Yeah,
That's
in general,
great.
we are getting
because
collaboration.
you know the people to the south of us, our neighbors, take more red snapper than we're allotted.
And then
the
they sell
entire
them to us.
Gulf, and they
Yeah,
sell
they
them
sell them
back
back
to
to
us.
HEB and right.
Yes, exactly. We
Awesome.
just buy some of our quota back. That'd be great.
A little more coming with Dr. Kesley Banks when we return.
Come out August 1st to run, walk, or just to be a part of this fundraising celebration. This year it's a throwback 80s vibe, so don't forget to dress up in
Man,
your
I wanna
raddest
know
outfit. It all
more
takes-
about lemon than sawtooth
Okay,
sawfish
we'll
here.
talk about lemons.
I don't know of a sawtooth or a small-tooth sawfish
Delbert.
being seen
Delbert's
since
on
I
the
got
move.
here.
Delbert's on the move, yeah.
So, like, we haven't had one reported to us.
Right, but
since-
there's more lemon sharks caught up the coast. than
Yeah,
there are down
and that
here, yeah.
distribution changed over the coming decades.
Cool.
so.
Okay, lemon sharks.
What,
right.
what species would be spawning right now, like at our beaches?
That's
Is
that's
there-
another good question.
Spawning, pupping,
Yeah, like pup
Pupping,
sharks.
yeah.
sandbars would be pupping
Okay.
right now.
Right.
That makes sense. We
In
came
fact,
from fishing one
there
time
is
years
now a
ago and just caught
nursery
100 of those
official
little
in
sharks
Texas
right
Really?
for
right
sandbars.
off the beach.
Okay.
And there's
First one
people
in the
swimming
Western
like 50
Gulf,
yards away.
and
I'm
the
like,
first one to be described
They're
in
out
the
there.
Gulf since
Oh, yeah.
1999, and only the second in the Gulf total.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
When
we'll
people
get
And you
to
know
that.
who? You know
When
where we
people are
got the
swimming
data
in the
that showed
third
us
gut,
that?
There's
Where?
sharks.
You're
in
with
there.
it.
Texas
Yeah,
Shark
you're with it.
Rodeo.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's good.
It is
I was
official. It
sitting
gets
in the-
I
published.
think Dustin Hickey caught a sandbar last weekend
yeah,
off the beach down in the 20s.
Yeah,
I was
believe it.
sitting in a
Donnie
newsroom
has
in
been-
West
Oh, yeah,
Palm
yeah,
Beach
yeah.
one time, and
Is it
sandbar?
all of a
Okay.
sudden
Is
the
it sand
phones
shark?
just started going nuts.
Sand shark is
What's
like
going
the
on?
most uncommon
And our
name. It's not
helicopter
the
was
accepted
coming
name
back
for
from
sand
somewhere.
shark.
Exactly.
And the
Like
weather
sand
guy
shark
said,
and
"Give me a
brown
beauty
shark
shot
are
along
like
the beach." So he
colloquial names.
Okay.
powered the
Officially,
camera up.
sandbar.
He
Sharks.
just cruising along the
But
beach,
But I know what you're
shooting
talking
the
about.
beach.
Oh no, you should.
And
hear
there's
what the
people out in the
headboats call
water,
things
and
like
it looked
when
like they were
talking.
swimming in the
Coming
middle
from
of it.
Long
They're all
Island,
sharks.
they're saying
Family
just
friendly is-
People are
is the
calling in. How come
YouTube
there's no
post.
shark?
Right. Yeah.
No, shark,
got
tell us to
predators
get out
down
of the
here?
water. And
You
so
can
we
way
call up to
offshore.
the
Yeah.
marine guys,
They're
and they
not
go,
common
"Hey,
either.
they're every day.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
Organic
nothing
way
new.
to
You
keep
just
those
didn't know it."
You just got a
They come
picture.
from 30 years
Yeah.
from East End Long Island, Montauk.
Yeah, you've seen when
It's
those
very
hammerheads
different
migrate
here,
over in
yeah.
Florida.
So I'm learning this
Yeah.
is a
Atlantic.
whole new
I mean,
deal,
there's
and
just
it's
millions
exciting.
of them
I'm
swimming
having
right there, and these people just swimming right next to them.
Well, I was having
I saw a
blast over there.
hammerhead swimming down a canal over off of Dos Marinas
Really?
one year, about
Yeah.
15 years ago.
How big was it?
Yeah,
It's
they
good
get
size,
big.
6 or 8 feet long. Just minding his own business, just going down the middle of the
Hammerheads are
canal.
awesome.
They like staying on the surface,
All right,
don't
here we
they? I
go.
always see them out there.
And welcome aboard.
That's why I sat on this side.
This is Island Moon Live on a beautiful Thursday, July 30th. We're almost in August. Kids are about back in school. People are doing their last-minute vacation plans, and there's a few things kind of running on, going on locally here. We were going to get to later on our show.
We got two more weeks of heavy tourist influx, and
Yeah.
then kids go back on the 12th, and
Well,
things
we
will
get,
calm down.
We get a Labor Day though.
Yeah, we got to
Everybody's,
wait.
yeah.
But Labor Day's late this year. It's the 7th. The weekend
Oh,
of the
that's
7th.
right.
Wow.
Oh, I was going to ask you, when does dove season actually start?
First.
It
I
does.
believe it's on a Tuesday.
On a
yeah.
Tuesday.
The opening day's on a Tuesday,
Yeah.
so we'll get rain on that Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Right, you can set your clock by it. Always, as always, set your watch by Island Moon Thursdays too. We're here on Corpus Christi's KEYS 1440 AM, 98.7 FM. And if you're listening to us on those stations, hello, we're glad you're joining us. We're going to go 11 to 1 or 11 to 12 here, and then 1 to 2 we take a break on the radio for the news. The other way you can find us is on Island Moon Live on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, type in Island Moon Live. You can watch a bunch of our back episodes off of the live channel, special edition episodes, all the other fun stuff. We have a bunch more, a bunch of other interesting things we're planning on coming at you with closer to fall. So that'll be good. We've got a great show today. Jay Gardner, David Carr, Dr. Kesley Banks, Dale Rankin, Jeff Cohen, and my name is Jacob Oggs. We're glad you're with us. So after that long re-intro on everything, one of the things we hinted at earlier, one of the breaks, was you're talking about Mako sharks and tracking in the Gulf. There's a Mako shark called Harvey.
Was he named after the hurricane?
No,
No,
Harvey
it's-
Wild, the conservationist.
Yeah.
No one wants to name
Harvey
a
the
shark
invis-
after
the giant
Harvey.
the invisible
Exactly.
rabbit.
Tyler's got a few colorful names for sharks, but
Hey,
we won't.
he's
we
not
won't
here.
give
We're going
him.
to leave him off
We're
the
gonna leave
air.
that.
We're not going to give him the $10,000 to name a shark. That's the whole thing.
Right. So speaking of that, do you need more tags? So do you
Always.
Need, okay. All right. And so CCA, we were giving you the little Floyd tags. How are you doing on those? Do you need some more? Or do
We
you have
just placed an order for those, so we're okay right now.
Okay. So how big of a batch are you guys ordering now in those tags? And they come out of Australia or New Zealand, something like that.
We are ordering 10,000 tags.
That's a lot of sharks.
8,000 tags.
We started
8,000.
off like back in the day. I was ordering 1,000, and now
We
so
order.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 8,000 will get us about 2-ish years, and then we have to start going through the process of getting another.
That's
order made.
awesome. Good
Yeah,
deal.
we get about 1,000 reported a year, and then all of a sudden we'll get someone that's been tagging for about 3 years, and they'll just dump everything in our laps. So, yeah,
Do sharks congregate? Do they go to the flower garden offshore Galveston?
Oh yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got some good video of
Yeah.
back when I was cool and dove at the flower gardens a lot. So yeah, and white-tip reef sharks. That's interesting too. Do you have any tags in those?
Oceanic white tips.
Oceanics, sorry, yes.
The other white tip.
Yeah, the other white
other
tip.
white
Yes, exactly.
I do not have any tags in those. A couple years ago, before they were classified as a prohibited species, one actually was landed in Port Aransas, and we were able to get a bunch of samples from it.
Cool. And then during the break, you and I were talking about lemon sharks, right? So
Yeah, those are interesting. So our colleagues up at Galveston are actually, there's a PhD student up there, Paula, who's tagging a bunch of lemon sharks with satellite and acoustic tags to look at why the distributions changed. So you used to be able to get a lot more of lemon sharks down here off pens, and then after like the 70s, it drastically shifted, and you really only get them up there near like Matagorda.
right, is that due to freshwater inflows or something? Do you think?
It could be. It
they're-
definitely could be.
They're a little more euryhaline than the other species. I don't know.
We're gonna find out when Paula tells us. I'm not
Okay.
gonna spoil her dissertation.
Oh, right.
How many
Yes,
people
oh,
are
no,
there
no,
in
just
in this area that study sharks like yourself? Is it a big community?
In this direct, like in the coastal bend, there's two labs that study sharks. Us and movement ecology over there in life sciences. But then out of Galveston, there's the shark lab with David Wells, who is on my PhD committee. We work really close with him.
But the
But
big
that's pretty much it, like in this area for us.
right the big driver of the studies though is citizen scientists. It's basically shark fishermen. They're out there on the beach and the boats and things like that. So that's where a vast majority of the data comes from. And we're all very thankful for that. It's awesome.
Yeah, us too. I mean, that data just helped us discover a sandbar nursery here in Texas. It's
Right.
the first one in the Western Gulf, the second ever in the Gulf, and the first one since 1999 to be described. So everybody always thinks of, Chesapeake Bay for sandbar sharks to go pup. There's a small one off of the west coast of Florida that was discovered in 1999, and now one here off Texas.
And you were speaking
That's
of
awesome.
nurseries. You were talking about with the Mako tracking and the work you've been doing with that spawning grounds, and
It has always been hypothesized that one is here. Pup Makos have been caught in like the NOAA Apex Predator data set. Back when longliners were around, they caught a couple. And we see a lot of the females around with mating bites, but they don't leave the Gulf based on the satellite tracks that we have. So that means there has to be a mating ground and a pupping ground here. So I actually have a master's student coming in the fall, and that'll be part of his project, is to tag mostly females and see if we can start to characterize that habitat.
so how far out would you need to go? Do you usually go like in winter when you have they're more active? What's kind of a minimum distance to get out to really get to go to the shelf, or what are you looking for?
I mean, to really make it like efficient, we need to go about 60 miles offshore, and then we stay for about 3 or 4 days. We don't come in,
Right.
and just chum heavy.
And then
Yeah.
also, like we were talking about the flower gardens. That's where
Yeah.
the big purple people eaters come in.
Do they
Yeah.
gather around
The men in
the
the gray
Perdita
suits.
floating
Yes.
rig?
Yeah, so they feed on tuna. So I will hit a couple of the tuna trips that are going out of like Fisherman's Wharf.
Oh.
I'll go on those and
So
tag.
October 3rd and 4th. We actually booked yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys did?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
see if
yeah.
if I got a spot.
Okay. Yeah. Jimmy's coming over from California, and Jam Master Scott. There's a few of us getting together to go.
Okay.
Should jump
That'd
on.
be cool.
Well, that'd be good because
Yellowfin? Is that what
sometimes-
you're chasing?
Yeah.
yeah, you mostly chase yellowfin. They'll get some blackfin.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're on board, that means if there's someone hooks on Mako.
Ah.
Sometimes tuna fishermen don't want to mess with the sharks. They're just like cut it off, and I'm like, no, please bring it. Please let me tag it.
Fight that thing for 2 hours. Dave.
Right.
Sorry about your back. Thanks for the
No,
data.
So back in the day, I was out on the Niati with Jam Master Scott and Oz, and we were night crew, right? And two purple.
Didn't you guys tag Damon
We did
on that trip?
We
yeah,
did.
another Mako.
Tag the ship captain?
It's actually YT was pretty bad because a couple purple people eaters came into the spread, and we were tuna fishing, and they instantly dropped everything they were doing. We got to put a hook in that. Well, they did, but the problem was the Mako went aerial and took out the port outrigger.
Yeah.
Hate it when that
I was
happens.
like, boy, don't do what you're
Yeah.
doing. Too late. So we
Well, isn't the Marine Science Center in Port Aransas, they're getting a new boat, aren't they? Research boat.
They are. It's like a 80-foot metal
Yeah.
catamaran.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
James was telling us about that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was going to happen a few years ago, and then it kind of got sidetracked due to the Ted Mandel Causeway.
Right. I
I
forgot
think the
about
funding
that.
kind of moved south, and now
Yeah.
now it's back. So,
The second.
I think
causeway,
it's
yeah.
moving forward. Chad's been in a couple meetings
Yes.
discussing it. So
and it's capable of overnight. You go out and you.
I think it's going to be a possibility, but I think it's going to be situated more for, like, if you were deploying scientific equipment. Fishing is
Oh,
obviously
okay.
very different off of those type of boats. If you get a bunch of winches and stuff in our way, talk about
Oh.
watch where your hook goes. But yeah, I mean, it is definitely a possibility.
Well, I read something recently. I'd have to go back and look, but I think it's ordered. It may even be under construction somewhere. I'll find out. We'll have something next week.
I
can't
believe it's under construction, and it's in Washington State being built.
remember. Maybe they'll have a press junket, and we can all be moon reporters, and we'll get to go for a boat ride.
Yeah.
When they
It might
kick
be
it
my
off.
husband that might be your captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Frank,
actually
Frank
went
is
out-
retiring,
That's
so
a good
now they're
point, yeah.
trying to get Chad to.
I went out when they did an initial press thing for when the aquarium launched back in the 80s, and I caught a red snapper, and they put all the fish we caught in the aquarium. So when they were first getting going, they had just gotten the funding approved, and they did one when they announced it. Then they took a bunch of reporters fishing for when they built it, so we could put the fish in there, and you never saw more seasick people
Oh yeah.
on the. It was ugly.
A boat full of green people.
I kept telling them, put the little patch behind your ear, and they all chewed it. They thought you were supposed to eat it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So they just laid down and went to sleep.
Yeah,
right.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And then woke up sick.
One of the best tuna trips I was ever on was 5 to 9 foot seas, and they almost canceled the trip. It was literally me, my buddy, and one other dude sitting at the back of the boat. Everybody else was laying down. And us and the deckhands just caught all the fish. It was great.
Get on your bean bag.
Yeah.
First day you get seasick, you think you're going to die, and the second day you're afraid you won't.
Yeah.
That's about right. And Jeff was telling us a story. He took his son and the kids and the dog out, and the dog got seasick 3 times.
Yeah, my son wouldn't go anywhere with his little dog, and he's up there, and the poor little dog. On the way out, it wasn't even sitting still. I thought once you stopped, but the poor dog.
There's a parable in there somewhere.
Yeah.
That's why we have a raw water washdown.
Too rough, too sporty for dogs.
Yeah.
Kibble and something.
So were you part of the red snapper tagging and what they call it the Great Red Snapper
Red
count
Snapper
they did?
count.
Yeah, that was our lab.
Uh-huh.
So I wasn't one of the lead PIs. I was a student trying to finish when that was happening.
We
but
caught
yeah.
2 of those fish. My
Yeah.
wife caught one with the 2 tags. That was a big money fish.
Really?
Like $1,000
Yeah.
fish. I was like, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
they were.
That's
That was
cool.
at Packery Channel, the Packery Reef.
Where were we at?
Yeah.
No,
Oh
it was
no!
the
Never
Bubbles.
mind. He's not about to give up
Yeah.
his secrets
They
here.
were-
Well, I
they
can
were at
say
the yacht
names.
club
You don't know what the
downtown.
coordinates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's kind of counterintuitive because over the years we had all the rigs offshore, and the environmental people would say we got to get rid of those things. But the fact is, they collected fish,
Yeah.
and when
That-
they would
that
blow
upper
them up
column-
and get rid of them, you'd have all these dead red snapper float up to the surface, and it was infuriating to watch because it was some kid sitting in Washington is checking a box, tear out the rigs. And you see the result of it. There was a push by, may have been CCA or one of the local groups to do reef in place, where you cut it off 80 feet below the surface and drop it to the bottom. But I don't think it ever caught on, did it?
Some of them.
Yeah, it was
Some of them are,
I know
yeah.
SEA had their Rigs to Reef program that was pretty successful. The problem was
Parks and Wildlife.
Parks and Wildlife had that, yeah. And a lot of the problem was the litigation was so far along, they couldn't go in and amend any of it.
Oh,
And it was
Well-
like, well, it says we got to do this in the law. Same reason with, when they pulled out JP. They had to take the sticks out once they finished because it's in the contract. And
Right.
everybody's like, nah, can't you just leave it?
Nobody
Like, it's
wanted those
habitat.
sticks.
It's
well, they would
everything. They're
blast
like,
those
"No."
things to destroy them. They
Yeah.
put charges down there, and that would
Yeah.
kill fish.
Yeah.
And you
Some
had
of it-
you had a whole population from top to bottom.
Some of it's permitting too. So you have to be permitted to be able to leave that rig in place. And so, like maybe where the rig was initially is actually too close to a shipping channel or something. So they
Yeah.
have to drag them to another permitted place. So
Right.
there's a lot of factors that go into what can and can't be left.
That is the idle iron program that we're
Yeah.
speaking about there. So yeah, that was enacted by a former Democratic president who should go
Unnamed.
unnamed.
And so he was trying to get it out.
Yeah,
Trying to get 'em
exactly.
out.
So they pulled 1,100 rigs out of the Gulf in between about mid-coast Texas and Louisiana, just decimated it. But then there's also, and Kesley can attest to this, the rigs were just fish attracting devices or
Yeah.
angler attracting devices. So
Yeah.
But they
that's
were
the-
fish production devices.
Right, and that's
So-
what Dr. Bob Ships, rest his soul, proved that actually it did produce fish. So
Same with Matt Strike's work, Dr. Matt Strike's work. His
Absolutely.
here in Texas demonstrated that it produced rather than just solely attracted.
And one of the great things is that some of the research that Kesley's lab has been involved with is dealing with our artificial reef system and how, what kind of materials we put down, what size, is it high profile, low profile. And so, so we put low profile down for the smalls and then
It depends
taller
on
stuff for
what the
bigs.
goal of the reef is, depends on what you put down.
All right, we're going
Right
to
on.
take a quick break. When we return, artificial reefs
and
and the
upwelling.
future of the coast.
Arrgh.
She looks pretty good in a designer bikini.
Navigation hazard and the Coast
Yeah.
Guard won't allow
But
it.
not, even outside the shipping lanes, you stayed outside.
The navigation
Still.
hazard and it has to be manned. That's why the ones that are beeping aren't manned and they can
Yeah.
only be left idle for so long.
Oh. That sucks. I mean, because there's a lot of habitat.
Because it has to
there.
be, it's like 80
It's
or
just
90
gone,
feet
All
down
those fish that only
is
live
minimum.
10, 20 feet deep,
Right.
Yeah.
and they're gone. They're not, the sergeant majors, all
They-
those things that lived on that.
They are starting to bend a little bit on the nearshore reefs
Yeah.
as far as clearance because they used to require 50 foot of clearance. But if you're in, 55 feet
Dude.
of water, it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Anthill,
If a ship's in here, then they have to.
when they reefed Anthill, that rig out there, that
Yeah.
thing's only like 30 or 40 feet down.
Yeah.
to what they left in place. It's pretty
There's
shallow.
also, if you ever fished 712 the deck,
Uh-huh.
yeah, so that one's not supposed to be there. It fell off the ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were like, oops,
Yeah,
well,
we're not
deep is
gonna
that
lift it
one?
back up.
can't
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah.
Well, I always hear stories about people dumping shellcrete, creating
Yeah,
their own
trying to make
fishing
a reef
spot.
and then-
And then when they die, everybody goes to their funeral and tries to get their numbers.
Yeah.
What'd you do with that book he had?
No,
Yeah.
midnight reefing is real.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
kind of it happened in Alabama when they opened up.
Yeah.
And I don't think initially you had to have a permit. You could reef,
Yeah.
make your own reef.
Yeah, they found a
Uh,
loophole on. Yeah,
they had to
exactly.
change it. It
People
was
were
people were dumping
shopping
washing
carts and
machines
concrete.
and
Bodies.
refrigerators.
Yeah.
They were taking crab traps and putting concrete blocks in them and just throwing them everywhere.
sink
What else are you gonna do with those old burners that get all rusted out? And
Oh
stuff?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
right,
gonna need a
man.
reef. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Chairs and cars and everything.
And we return. Welcome aboard. This is Island Moon Live, where we talk about things going on Padre Island, Port Aransas, Flower Bluff, Corpus Christi, and the Coastal Bend, and apparently beyond. We are talking about everything going on in our beautiful Gulf. Dr. Kesley Banks, David Carr, Jay Gardner,
Arr.
Jeff Cohen, and Dale Rankin. My name is Jacob Oggs. We had a couple other things to get to before we get back to the top of the hour. One of the things that we were talking about before we took a break was artificial reefing, and talking about kind of the new efforts going on and the research going into a bunch of the artificial reef. There's a reason why we're putting different things down in different places, right?
Yeah, so it depends on the location of the reef, and two, what the purpose of that reef is. And so if you're looking to increase production, have a lot more babies, you're going to have a lot more lower relief that's complex. It allows the juvenile fish, the baby fish, to hide away from predators versus like an oil and gas platform that doesn't really have a lot of crevices. Those would, be home to adults more. So it just kind of depends on what the purpose is.
Absolutely. The Friends of RG Reef, they were doing some pretty good research down there. Rick Klein, they put a pile of just rubble rocks down, and they put a camera right next to it, and there's a bunch of little red snapper that they're like kind of running around. All of a sudden you see them go, and they're inside the rocks, and a jackfish goes right over it, and you're like, it's working.
Like
So-
Nemo.
Yeah. So you also brought up something earlier, Cass, that I want to touch on a little bit is permitting with National Marine Fisheries. So we're having issues with
Just for
oyster
the record,
printing.
that's not under Gulf Council purview.
I know.
I'm just going to go ahead and go on record.
That's absolutely correct. But when it takes 3 years to get a permit,
We have a boat
Jamming.
playing. Yeah, they're jamming coming down the ICW
So-
right
Is
now.
that
It
Ella
takes-
Langley?
Yeah.
so it takes 3 years to get a permit, and the permit's only good for 2 years. It's like, well, how is that not upside down?
Oh, it definitely
We have
is. I mean, there's a lot of red tape that, has to be gone through to get any kind of permitting.
Some illicit bumper music there.
That's a little boat for all that noise.
I know, right? That's what I was
Great sound quality.
Jeez.
Yeah.
He's all batteries.
They're not listening to 98.
That's our outdoor studio at Docks. We had Pelicans working over
DJ
here
Request.
and a
Right.
DJ boat driver.
So anyway, back to permitting. National Marine Fisheries. Why does it take 3 years to get a permit that's only good for 2 years? And why do we have to deal with giant manta rays?
That's a really good question. We have the same question.
Right, and so Parks and Wildlife, I'd really like to help them out because they are a really great partner with CCA, HRI, and a lot of people with oyster and nearshore artificial reef. And I think they need kind of a blanket permit. If you're a state agency, and we were talking during the break about Alabama, they went a little too far with their artificial reefing, but.
I think there's a way you can do it with
How-
guardrails, though.
What-
You got to
what-
come in and check every 5 years with numbers and there's things that they can do, but that's not how that system is set up. And then you also have the problem of every 4 to 8 years, there's a new person in office that may differ
Yeah.
in views from the previous one, and so that process actually does shift a little bit. And so right now, like Trump has gone in and is revamping some of like the ESA Act and marine, like he's putting some legislation forward, and so that's changing how you're getting your permit and stuff. So it also kind of depends on what's going through Congress at the time as well. So it gets really political and problematic when you start
Politics, not just for City Hall anymore. Yeah. So
it really is in how you fish is managed.
yeah. So Jay, you said they took it too far. How did Alabama take reefing too far? Did they make a reef in the shape of Toby Keith? Yeah. Well,
yeah, exactly. So somehow they found a loophole in their states, within their state water, and people were just going out and putting whatever they wanted down.
Milk carton
Yeah.
full of rocks.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I know.
Refrigerators, washing machines, things that you would typically have to, like the reefs that get deployed mostly are completely washed. They are
Yeah.
Right.
So you're not harming any
Clean
animals,
material,
yeah.
2,000 pounds or
But if you just
small,
go
yeah,
out and like
connected,
sink
yeah.
a ship, or you go out and like dump a refrigerator, the
There's
oil,
oil,
and
there's-
the
yeah,
refrigerant
yeah.
leaks, and
It's
now
a
you
lot
got
of trouble to haul one of those things out there, man.
After all that work.
Well, but back when it was a 3-day season and everybody was arguing about red snapper, you did
Yeah.
anything you could. People went in dangerous conditions.
Yeah.
So
You remember that sailboat that was sunk right out there in front of the
Oh, I'm
that
right
channel?
by
I
Packery
thought
Bar
about
and
towing
Grill.
that
Yeah.
offshore. Maybe just
just let it continue to sink.
Yeah.
What's the status of the is it Reef 19? What's the reef that they sunk the Japanese boat offshore? They've added to that recently, haven't they?
at the Quinta.
Oh, the Quinta?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are studying that?
We are. Actually, we're doing a 10-year study of that reef. So when that reef was put down in like the 2013 time
Yeah.
frame.
On a very
believe it's
windy
that
and
long,
rough
yeah.
day, I will
Yes.
say.
We
So
were
that
all
is
there.
part of Matt Strike's dissertation work that showed that it was not just an aggregation device, but actually a production, helped produce
So
red
it's a
snapper.
40-acre site, isn't it? Something like
Yeah,
that.
it's
40
like
acres,
a-
60,
60.
and then they're about to double it. So
Yeah.
Emily and them are
Working on, yeah.
So it's working.
It's working, and
working,
we're
yeah.
going back and we're looking at exactly how well it's worked 10 years later. So we're doing like the
Oh.
next
Wow.
round.
no, it's great.
We're back
And,
out to vertical long lining and fish trapping.
Yes, some of the last material that they put down was actually some of the material from Bob Hall. They actually did get it out there, but the operator kind of painted outside or colored outside the lines a little bit, and so that's what one
Rogue
of the reasons
Wave.
they're
Rogue Wave
Rogue
sent
waves. Okay.
Well,
yes.
that area might be haunted or something, because when they tried to drop the Quinta, they wrapped the line around one of the screws on the boat barge that was pulling the boat,
Yeah.
and couldn't get the boat to the site for about 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, we circled the site.
Yeah, until Jerry Watkins and I finally gave up.
Yeah, we're done here.
Yeah, I can see that site being cursed. That was my
mean, it-
dissertation study site, and Harvey went right over it. Talk about Hurricane
Really?
Harvey went right over it. It moved the Quinta.
Really?
It,
It did.
it shifted it.
Yes.
We did a mapping of the site when I
Yeah.
put down receivers, and then when we came back after Harvey to find the
Mm-hmm.
receivers, we had to remap everything. And we're like, this is not right.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Well,
like,
they've been
what?
dropping
Oh,
other
the
stuff
boat?
out there, right? Like, but since the boat, didn't they
It's
drop
like railroad ties.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, we just
yeah.
put some railroad ties down in little piles for exactly the small. So there's a variety of material down
And that's
there.
9 miles off of Port A, is that right?
It's actually
State waters.
you can triangulate in between Port A and Packery.
Yeah, but it's at the 9-mile mark.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just in state waters.
Yes.
Ah,
It is-
take
it is
that, you feds.
legal state
We
water.
got you guys good.
the real state
All
water.
those snapper have Texas accents, and we can prove it.
Yeah, Jeff.
So I also heard about some, a reef that was built a while ago using old tires, and that turned out to be a terrible. Well,
Oh,
they
yeah,
they,
no.
In
they
Texas?
changed. No,
Oh.
no,
I
this
was
was
saying-
in Texas. This
Alabama.
was
No,
this was in the Caribbean.
Okay, yeah.
They were looking for a way to try and solve two problems, right? So they were
Get
going to
rid of
reef
tires.
and get rid of the old
Right.
tires. So they chained a bunch of them
I think that
together.
was Jamaica.
And they
Wow.
dropped it,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the whole reef rolled and just moved, and then the oils and everything coming off of these degrading tires,
Well,
and
yeah,
it just
and
ended
your-
up being a
Your
mess.
line's gonna break, the chain's gonna rust, and then you're just
Yeah.
gonna have free floating
It
tires.
was, yeah,
Well, at least they won't catch fire.
yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Just to turn the beautiful Caribbean into part of the Oso. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Nothing that burns like a tire fire.
You're not kidding. Jeez
Awesome. Well, we're getting down to the end of the show and the top, or about to the middle of our show, I should say, and the top of the hour for our break. We're going to take a quick one and jump over to the news real quick, but we'll be right back. Kesley, you need to stick around, or you have other things to get to?
Well, you should ask her handler.
Either
over
way,
there.
I know. Yeah, she's got a press man over here.
Squirrels.
He's sitting here pointing at his watch. Well, we're just going to leave you in limbo, and you will have to find out the hard way, friends. Dr. Kesley Banks, David Carr, Jay Gardner, Dale Rankin, Jeff Cohen, and my name is Jacob Oggs. We're going to be back in a little bit. If you're following us on Island Moon Live, you can just hang out and watch the rest of the show. We're going to take a quick news break on KRIS, and we'll be back shortly. Everybody hold fast. I wanted to tell you, this show is all about looking good, and if you need to look good,
That's right.
you need to go talk to Ted at Impact Marketing. Embroidery, screen printing, they do safety gear, they do everything and more. Technology. If you need a deck of cards with your brother-in-law's picture on it for his birthday that's coming up, all the fun stuff, you can just go to impactmarketingcc.com and see all of the great stuff that Ted and the crew have. If you need some designs, you need things going on,
That's
he's the
right.
person to talk to. If there's any of that special event or team building exercise
Or
something
if
that's
you
coming
need
up,
a piggy bank shirt designed or the Creepy Doll Crew shirt designed, Lisa's got
Exactly.
you down there at Impact Marketing.
it's worth going out and talking to Corpus Christi's premier promotional products purveyor. Tell them you heard about it on Island Moon Live. Everybody hold fast. We shall return.
that she was saved. The artist wrote a note right across the blank. Too many words to put into this song. But what it said was Porter Rams is strong. Porter Rams is strong. Porter Rams is strong. Talking about that Texas Silver Girl.
Get fired right back up here in a minute because the second segment is pre-recorded. So we can take. You
So I don't have to see her till 1.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one.
No,
Then
till
yes. I can't. Yeah, I gotta be somewhere at 1, but I can do
No,
that.
we can give it a few more minutes, but you can also take a potty break.
No, that's fine. I just couldn't sit here an hour while you were waiting to go back.
No.
Sorry. That was my problem.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah, it's margarita time. We get some margaritas first.
I don't get to do that yet.
Yeah, so when we do the second hour, I just pre-recorded. Yep, I just record the segments. We're live on YouTube still.
You're live still.
Yeah, well on YouTube we are. Yeah, so we run the full just straight 2 hours on YouTube, and then we cut the segments
Okay.
and send that to them, and they just put it in place, and it runs through on the normal app.
All have what they're doing to prepare.
Right. And we are good. The radio's got this, so we are
Is he? I've never been offshore with one.
all on YouTube.
Oh yeah. But it doesn't matter. I get seasick. I get seasick. So what does it matter?
The first trip of the season, if I don't have my sea legs, I'm like, you know what I mean? But
The more you go, the less you get sick, right? That's
No.
Not for you?
the second and third trip.
Some days, like we'll be either spearfishing or if we're at work, like I'm measuring fish down in the bottom of the boat, and I just throw up, go back, throw up, go back.
Oh, no.
We went spearfishing one time, and you're supposed to jump off the boat if you get seasick and you feel better.
Yeah.
But it made it so much worse.
Oh,
I
no.
would throw up, go down, spearfish, throw up, get in the boat, come back down. I was just like, it did not.
You can throw up through your
Through your
regulator.
regulator.
Yeah.
We were free diving. I didn't have a reg. I would throw up at the top, go down, spearfish,
that's
come
not a
up,
good
throw
idea.
up, put the fish in the boat, do the same thing.
So when you throw up underwater,
Don't take the regulator out.
don't take the regulator. All the fish go.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's gone.
Yeah. Nature's cleanup crew.
Like my initial dive in Key Largo when I went, it was like, okay, we're gonna go see how this guy does. We're doing the spurs and grooves, and they were watching me count fish or whatnot. They saw a tarpon, so everybody was looking that way. I dove over in between grooves, threw up, and then popped right back over. Like
Oh.
everything's fine. Everything's fine.
What are you doing in Florida? You and Lily are traveling to Florida?
Yes, marketing. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna go talk to the Tampa office, and then I'm gonna introduce people from the Vero Beach.
All right, we are on a quick break. I am setting things up for the second hour.
Veteran zone contractor. I'm gonna introduce them to our Vero Beach office because they're veteran zone. So trying
This
to get some
is,
projects
man,
together.
it's already
Bought a bunch of small mom and pop companies
Check 1 2. Test 1 2.
And then we're gonna go fish with Palm Tag, Matt Palm Tag, Saturday and Sunday. And see him.
And that's how I know you're going. She messaged saying you were staying at her place.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Okay, she's excited. Yeah, I haven't seen her in a few years.
I see her more than you now.
I know, I got you. So,
Talk about my other handler.
yes, your other handler, exactly.
She is for council. She's like the PR person for council and like our outreach person. Good.
Emily Lumsden.
Mulestein now.
Mulestein, exactly.
Yeah, she goes to everything with me. She's my workout partner at council. Shepherds
Okay.
me from place to place.
Awesome. Good. Yeah,
Everything is running. We are all
haven't
set.
been out there in a while, so yeah. And those 2 little kids that I'm so excited to see.
Yes.
I haven't met either one of them.
Bryn,
So,
Vern.
we all set? First segment, 11 minutes. Is Jeff with us?
He went to the.
He's running. Okay.
Huh?
Dude, yeah, do a wind down segment.
Yeah, we'll do the wind down segment. That way it's not a cold leave.
No.
Yeah.
Irish goodbye.
I definitely have something at 1.
Where did Kesley go?
I was told 30 minutes. You see how this went? I told you it was gonna. I got sent to the squirrels. That's why I have a
Squirrels.
handler. Cause
Squirrels.
Squirrel.
Squirrels.
Squirrel.
Look, squirrel.
We're all squirrels.
Hey, speaking of, Lauren said you did great on the radio. And she
Yeah.
said she texted you about
She
Josie's
did.
little
Josie,
tagging
yes.
story.
I sent her the picture of Josie with the basketball team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cute.
So they asked me to find someone that had a kid, and it's really awkward to go up to someone that you don't know and be like, "Hey, can I borrow your kid
Yeah,
for
can I
a
borrow your
picture?"
kid for a few minutes?
So I was like, "I know someone that will totally understand. She is a former athlete for this university. She will understand." So they let us borrow Josie to see how Josie versus the men's basketball team measured up on our
Yeah.
shark
Awesome.
poster.
Yeah.
That's cool.
She did great. She threw her little chakras up.
Yeah, she went to the eye doctor and had her eyes dilated, and she's like looking in the sun.
I didn't know that. I didn't give
Ah,
her.
I can't see.
Oh my
I didn't
God.
give her my sunglasses. I didn't know
bright.
that.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it worked. We made it work.
All right, let's jump on in. We're missing stories
We'll do
already.
this. Exactly. Okay. That's it.
Yo, Dale.
It's quick today.
Fresh out of makeup.
All right.
So we're gonna do one more segment, wind down, fun stories,
All right.
and then we'll jump in.
Okay. Ready to rock?
Yes.
11 minutes coming at ya. Coming at you on Island Moon Live. It's a beautiful Island Moon Thursday. We're here from our Docks Waterline studio. Jay Gardner, David
Arg.
Carr, Dr. Kesley Banks,
What?
Jeff Cohen.
Tourette's.
He does the pirate radio thing
it's
every
a throwback
time.
from Pirate Radio. Yes,
Dale Rankin,
exactly.
my name is Jacob Boggs. We're glad you're joining us. We've got Kesley for one last segment, and we're going to kind of wind down on things going on with Shark Week, current science projects, and all the big fun things that are going on through HRI and the Center for Sportfish Conservation and Science, or Science and Conservation.
Yeah, I can never get
That
One
one.
of those. Yeah.
Sportfish Center.
Sportfish Center.
Center,
We
yes,
just,
exactly.
So what
Sportfish.
Shark Week events are still left? What's coming this weekend's probably going to be busy, right?
So actually, I am done as of tomorrow for the ones that I know of. And that tomorrow I'm at the aquarium for Let's Talk Sharks. But then it's on to the weekend.
And that's going to be Texas State Aquarium tomorrow at what time?
11:30
All right.
until kids are done with their questions.
Right,
So if you
so-
have kids and
Yes.
they are annoying you at home, bring them and have them ask me all the questions.
Josie and Lauren and I are going to spend time going through hilarious questions for you tomorrow. Will this be recorded?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll
Well,
bring
I don't
cameras
know.
too.
Juan, are you recording
you gotta.
You're going to be on
gotta ask
Island Moon
her.
Live.
Apparently, it is being recorded,
Is it?
is what I'm being
Okay,
told.
we're getting all this.
Right,
Awesome.
exactly.
That'll be
So,
fun.
do you have like a little shadow box of fun stuff that you take to some of these talks? Like, do you have a megalodon tooth? You know,
I
various
do
teeth.
everywhere but the aquarium. The aquarium actually has a lot of cool stuff
do,
they let
yeah.
me borrow, so I use their box. But yes, I have
Cool.
my own. We actually just redid the furniture in our office, so I'm having to move back in, and like all of the stuff like that's showing back up in my office. I have I have a whole shadow box of all sorts of shark teeth.
We used to go look for shark teeth on the South Jetty in Port Aransas. That we very seldom found any, but every now and then you'd find one.
I just don't have the eye for it. I mean, some people have the good search image, and I just don't. But the best place that I've found to find
It's
them.
because you squirrel.
Squirrels.
I was hell on bottle caps.
Exactly.
So spot a bottle cap.
So right where the jetties come together, where the water meets it, there's piles of shell hash there. Sometimes you can sift through that and find a couple small teeth.
Yeah.
It's a good place to start.
Well, it's been a while since I've done it. I was never found a lot of shark teeth. Never found like the whole mouth like you see in the rubber snake stores.
Yeah.
I think those are harvested.
Yeah, I know. So the Shark Week's winding down. Manatee Week will be the next big one.
Yes, manatee.
And,
we'll get to that later in the program.
We do not study marine
no,
mammals.
We have a different agenda for
So
that.
if you're going to feed, let us do the manatees. Be careful. Don't feed them the stuff that's already cut up in the bags. We don't need that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've never seen chaos till you see a sick manatee after getting some tainted Mexican lettuce.
Right.
Canal was dirty for weeks.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You need to put up a silk curtain.
Yes.
Jeez.
That's what they were for.
So we had Isabel on a couple of weeks ago, and she was regaling us with stories of tarpon and fun stuff like
Yeah,
that.
she successfully defended.
Yes, she did. I went. I was there actually.
Yeah.
So and then
You coming to Jensen's? She's getting ready to defend.
oh, Jensen's gonna when she doing
August
hers?
11th.
Okay.
And it is on Sharkathon and TSR data.
Oh,
nice.
Man, do not miss that, folks. Yes, August 11th. That is at the Heart Research Institute there on the lovely Texas A&M campus,
Yep.
and probably 10:30, 11:30 because they
11.
do. Okay, they do a couple of those. Yeah.
So we're finding out a lot more about our shark fisheries down here and the rise in the number of shark fishermen, people going out specifically coming down to our beaches to target sharks off of the surf. The numbers have been outstanding, like really just toppling the top, the numbers that we hit. The highs from one year just get completely blown up, and there are a lot more people getting into it. You've seen a lot of the rise in drone fishing, which is illegal, right?
On the seashore, or is it statewide now?
And
it's federal. It's a federal law.
Oh, it's federal.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
For the entire beach, it's federal.
It's
Wow.
federal, not just in Texas. Like it's federal.
I did
all
not know
You,
Yeah.
you can't
entire
use a drone to
United
take
States.
your bait out.
No,
that
it's
was
a U.S. Fish and Wildlife law.
that was short-lived. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They got
Well,
away with it for what, a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, one of the reasons, there are many, but one of the reasons why people mess it up for everybody, and this started back in the days with drones in national parks, was someone thought it would be a great idea to get a really cool shot of Old Faithful, so they flew the drone over Old Faithful. Up comes the water, down goes the lithium-ion battery, and people
Right.
were out at Yosemite getting them stuck in the tops of 300 or 400-year-old trees and whatnot, and it just became too much of a problem. They were bad pilots, and the technology was still young, so they just said no drones in parks, except for a special use permit for search and rescue and all this stuff. I actually got a special use permit several times for the cleanup
Right.
down on the National Seashore, and then they came out and said no special use permits, rescue and whatever only. It's like, well, I'm pretty sure when people are down there picking up trash on the beach, the drone's not going to uncover the secret missile silos, But nonetheless, the government saith, so there it is. Boom, that's it.
So that was actually a really good question, Jacob. And back to that, Kess. Do you know offhand how many sharks are being tagged every year? It's like 800, 1,000, something like that?
It's between 800 and 1,000, depending on
All
the
along the
conditions.
coast?
Yes,
Yeah.
all along the Texas coast. Just the Texas coast.
And so do they have a similar program out in Florida? What is that, FIT or something? Or
Moat has a
Moat.
tagging program. I'm sure other institutes do that are probably a little more scientific based, like scientists go out and tag.
have we caught a Florida tag, or has Florida caught a Texas tag yet?
Oh yeah, actually I'm emailing with someone today. We had one turned in, a sandbar that was turned in yesterday to me, and I'm emailing with someone on the East Coast. It's
That's
theirs,
cool.
it's not ours.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. Science is really collaborative. Like just
Science
because
is
we're
cool,
here.
kids.
Yeah.
Stay in school. Do your math.
So for everybody
Really learn your math.
listening out there, if you catch one of these tag sharks, what's the
Give me
you
a
do with it?
call. I'll
and,
tell
and
you
all
where
that's
it's
on
from.
there.
So-
Yeah,
on
so
the
if you
tags?
catch one
Clean
of
off
ours,
the tag, yeah.
Uh-huh.
it has a phone number and a website, and you can
Okay.
go either or. We will return the call. If you find one and you don't know who it belongs to, so like the NOAA tag just has a number,
Right.
It does not have a phone number. You can still reach out to us. We will track it down for you.
Right.
Cool.
And sometimes there's prizes. So
Yeah.
make
Oh, yeah.
sure to turn in those
Yeah,
tags.
if you turn in a there's a recapture reward.
Get some
All
swag,
right.
yeah.
Catch big sharks, win fun prizes.
Yeah, exactly. But don't use drones, kids.
Yeah,
Stay in school.
exactly.
Or go to school, be a lawyer, and then fight that law.
Right, there you go.
That's funny. So looking forward, what are the next couple of years going to hold for you? You've got more scientists getting their degrees coming behind you, doing different kind of fill-in studies on things, right? So is there's more shark research and stuff being done with by Jensen, who's been on the show before. Isabel, who came on the show, is doing tarpon and snook research.
Yeah. So we hired Isabel now that she has successfully defended. Assuming Jensen successfully defends.
Right, exactly.
Since I grade her, I get to say that. We'll hire her, and she
Isabel.
will be part of like my team for the HMS program. So yeah, we're filling in some of the questions that popped out from previous research. This Mako reproductive question. Like I said, I have a new master's student coming in the fall, Kenneth, and he'll take over some of that as he moves through and works on his thesis.
I got you. So where's the scientific need for, fish movements and whatnot Gulf wide? So what are you going to get into? And what kind of trouble are we going to get into?
Anybody that knows anybody in the Matagorda and Corpus area that can catch triple tail regularly, we need to tag about 50 of them.
Okay.
Wow, that's
Some
hard.
of which with satellite tags. Same thing with cobia. We're amping up some cobia tagging. Starting to do some genetic work with tarpon, building off Isabel's research.
Okay. She says she's got the samples sitting on her desk. I'm like,
She's
aren't
got
those
it.
supposed to be
How's it?
refrigerated?
No,
How's
Fin
Genetic-
clippings.
How is the tarpon population?
it's increasing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Slowly.
Slowly.
Right.
But it's definitely going the right direction.
Well, I mean,
but
it-
they're long-lived, slow to reproduce.
It was
you gotta
the
get the right
tarpon population here
cohort.
and in Port Aransas, which used to be called Tarpon, Texas.
Yeah.
Until we buried them on the beach.
Yeah. Well, why did the tarpon leave?
Oh, now that's part of the second part of the show when we talk about freshwater
Yeah.
and city council and all the things that we're not supposed to
So the part that I'm going to leave
Because of
for.
desal. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm making a
Guess-
shirt that
guess-
says
I'm outta
desal
here.
killed
I'm
the
out.
tarpon.
I'm out.
I would refer you to the other experts.
Let me ask you.
I'm joking, by the way.
What does somebody do like me that's out fishing 25 miles out, catching, a cobia that's not big enough to bring back? Can we tag them? Like, how does that happen for us anglers that go
Yeah.
out there?
Yeah, we have a tagging program for a lot of fish species. Cobia is Matt's candy. Just reach out to us. We'll get you a tagging kit. You pop a tag in it and then report to us that you put it out. And if it's recaptured, we let you know and the angler that recaptured it.
There you go. Well, I will
Yeah.
definitely be asking you for some.
Yeah.
And those things are highly migratory along the coast as well.
Yeah, and if you end up being really migratory and you need to find yourself in some new wheels, you need to go talk to Frank at Discount Motor Company. He's right there at 6601 SPID,
Migrate
right
over to
between
another
Turner's and the movie theater. If you need fleet vehicles, you're looking for that new F-250 4x4, you need to go talk to Frank the Bank. You want to get rid of that old car or truck? Don't go just to some old, dealership place where they're going to try and lowball you. Go talk to someone who can actually pay you $500 more than the big box store across the street. Go to discountmotorcompany.com and you can see their active inventory. Like I said before, man, F-250s, he'll have specialty vehicles coming through all the time, fleet stuff, vans, man, anything you can think of. Go take your old car or truck to Frank the Bank. He wants to pay you $500 more and tell him you talked to us on Island Moon Live. Dr. Kesley Banks, thank you for joining us for the first hour plus. We'll have
thank
you
you.
back on the show soon,
Yeah.
and
Good
it'll
luck with Shark Week and
Thank
other
you.
things. Yes.
yes.
She's like,
I'll
I'm
see
almost
you
done.
all in Galveston for the council meeting.
All right.
October.
Yes. Well, and we'll see you
October.
tomorrow at the
right.
aquarium for your Shark Talk. That's going to be so
I'll be
much
there.
fun. Outstanding. We're going
right.
to take a quick break. Island Moon Live shall return.
I love you like a hula girl as you sway to and fro. I love you like a hula girl, baby, don't you know? You are so laid and you're underlaid, giving me cause for a rapid
We got a 45-incher in the last 2 weeks ago.
Good to see you.
See the kids soon. Right. Good deal.
there.
Lunch crowd's picking up there, huh?
Uh-huh.
Hear 'em stumbling around.
Oh,
As
and
long as
I'll-
somebody doesn't spill a drink
I
up
know.
there. we're
How are
good.
ya?
I'll say
It's the
this
best
for
day
the
of my life again.
for the
there you
YouTube
go.
crowd.
I just love
At
living-
one point in time, there was a
love
kid that
living
spilled a
on the
drink
edge of
just
life,
literally
that's
2
for
feet
sure.
away from where our camera is.
We're right over the box for the electric here. Yeah.
We're okay here.
How you doing?
Yeah,
But
maybe.
The camera-
Maybe.
Coin?
Depends on which way they spill the drink.
That was close.
Yeah.
That was close.
Okay, so Jeff, you want to talk about the early activation center?
Yeah.
Any of that?
And let's talk about a little bit about the dam coming out too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll squirrel off into manatees for a minute.
Yeah.
And we've
go
also
for it.
got the in an island that had no pickleball courts. Now all of a sudden
Has 8.
we're
Saturated.
yeah. And Dave lives over on the area where he lives on the Soda Straw, where the water's going through. He's already seeing fish in the lights.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
great, yeah.
Been there,
You're
but-
on Kambana?
I'm right next to Gypsy Bridge.
Oh,
Literally
Okay.
right next to
Yeah.
Gypsy
Which
Bridge.
street?
Bounty.
Okay, so
Are
you're right
you-
there on the
are you
corner.
on the-
So on Bounty on the right or left as you look at it?
The two-story, when
The
you're
two-story?
going, the two-story
Yeah,
on
that was
the left.
Robin Patrick's house. That was
Really?
Melody Cooper's ex-husband's house.
Well, there you have it.
and you
There
heard
you
that
go.
here on Island Moon.
You're
Like
on
sands through the
Should I
hourglass.
look through the closets?
Yeah.
My stomach churns,
I think
exactly.
you're okay.
Thank the Lord.
All right, segment 2, 10 minutes. You guys ready to rock?
Yo, let's do this. Do the things.
And we return on Island Moon Live. Jay Gardner, David Carr, Kim Irwin. There's a pirate somewhere over here. Dale
Yes.
Rankin, Jeff Cohen, and my name is Jacob Boggs. We had a fun and interesting and educational talk with Dr. Kesley Banks earlier. Now we've got Kim joining us. But there's been a lot of development going on Padre Island and water moving and a lot of other stuff. If you want to follow along with a bunch of the things we're talking about, just go to islandmoon.com. Issue 1163 is up online now and will be at your favorite island retailers today.
It's already out at the Island Market and Ace Hardware and Dollar General. I hit those three before I came in.
We've had a few people, or I've had at least a few people reach out to me. It's been harder and harder. People are grabbing all the print copies as soon as they can.
Yeah. We don't leave them at HEB anymore because they took the rack out, and I can't find anybody to give me permission. I still drop a few there, but I was dropping 300 papers there, and there's
Yeah,
nowhere to put
and
them.
then
So
they'd be gone
I
in-
drop them with Frank now at Wind and Wave across the street. So go see Frank.
Yeah, it's an
Frank
excuse to
Floyd, he's
get in
got
there and
some.
get some surf
But
wax.
we had this week, we had we talked about it some last week, but now our canal at Commodore's, the sand plug has come out.
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah,
And,
and
Got the permit.
we're already seeing some change. Dave lives over in the Soda Straw over by the Gypsy Bridge where it's narrow over there. And you said you've actually seen more fish in your lights in the last week.
Yeah, as soon as they opened up, definitely more trout. I've actually been catching. I go out there as the sun's going down. I caught 2 trout last night. They weren't keepers, but they were 16 inches, and
Yeah.
they're fun, but definitely seeing the flow come through is great.
So and we did run some pictures that Augs took this week, aerials. There's some low spots in Lake Padre and in some parts of the canals because we don't have flow coming through from Lake Padre yet, we're having some sandbars. I would assume those will be mitigated when you open
they should migrate once you get more flow. But what happened, Dale, they missed a little bit in that excavation of the plug. So they may go back and just actually dredge that ahead of any of the
So
other one opening.
it's not it's kind of right inside the bridge. It's no big deal. You know it's there, but
Just go slow.
And
Yeah.
driving on the way here, I saw someone put some PVC around it just
Yep.
to let boaters know that it's there.
Well, I was over taking a picture. I think it was last Saturday when they were taking the last of the sand plug out, and I'm over there a lot because it's right across the street from my office, and I'm over there for one reason or another. And for the first time, I saw the minnows. I guess they're 6-8 inch long fish in there. I'd never seen
Mullet.
wildlife in there. It didn't
yeah.
take them any time. They were still
No.
taking the sand plug out, and the fish.
After
They were migrating
Yeah.
while they were taking it out. yeah.
After last week's show, we went over there to just kind of watch what was going on, witness the progression, and try and observe manatees, which we'll get to shortly.
Yes.
But one thing that Jay pointed out was the mullet as they were doing the digging, sediment moves downstream. They had already realized, hey, there's water moving. This is open.
Right.
And you could see the mullet coming in towards that silt curtain.
Right. They were banging into the silt curtain, trying to get into that water that was flowing through.
So it's flowing through there now. You take your boat through there. I think the Packery Queen has been going through there some. So we've got a loop where we could make a loop around the island.
And it's starting. And Jeff, you want to quickly kind of tell us about that early activation area, that spot right by Commodore.
So the Whitecap developers doing that.
On
and
Compass.
They are, I would say, 70-80% done. You're going to start seeing buildings going in there. They're doing these prefabricated shipping containers that are outfitted, and they're going to have a ship store there. Lots of other cool amenities. Ultimately, a concert venue, bars,
food trucks.
Yeah.
Pickleball.
And pickleball, yeah.
4 pickleball courts with pickleball fencing. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for the putting green. I think we are going to move the Packery Queen over there after Labor Day. That's the plan. They're putting in some slips and a little sort of mini marina over there. Mm-hmm. And it's a great spot because you can make the loop through out to the.
And as we get further into fall, and when we get our better weather in January,
yes.
we'll have the farmers markets. I believe we're planning on setting up out there, and there'll be a lot more community involvement. So all our friends from OTV, will be able to come out and be a part of a lot of that.
I'm going to try to bring back. I used to do a annual concert series back when Sleederbond was there, and
you had a venue,
had a venue. And now that we're going to have one there, they're going to put up a stage and a place to do shows. So I'm looking at bringing that back. It's a good place for people to go, and where that area is, it's off of Compass Street. It's very easy to get to if you live back in the neighborhoods. You can get there by golf cart or electric bike if you want.
Jeff, go slow, kids.
Jeff, tell me a little bit about the significance of the water flow around Commodores and like why is that important?
Yeah, so that connection now allows you to go the south half of the island to get to the north half of the island without coming out here to the intercoastal.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it also just makes a circulation loop for the tidal movement. And then when you open up Lake Padres plug, which should be, we don't know exactly when. I think Dale may have talked to Tim, but soon enough, then you'll have tidal movement even from east to west.
Right now you have. I talked to Jerry Watkins this week, and I wanted to catch up on what's been done since we had the damage to the bulkheads, which is a little over 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And what's happened is the POA crews have put down 18-foot sheet piling in the area from the Whitecap Bridge to the corner where that damage occurred. Everywhere they can. There are some places they can't do it because there's docks. They can't get the sheet piling in. But they pretty much got that secured. Now he said they're looking at, now that Commodore's is open, where the channel turns as you go, I guess it's north or northwest of the Commodore's Bridge. They're thinking that will probably be the next place they need to look at. But it's
kind of the Whataburger Canal. Is that what you're thinking, Dale?
but water it's the canal broadens as it goes under the
very wide.
Commodore's Bridge. So I wouldn't think you're going to get a lot of really quick flow.
I think it's going to slow it down.
There.
Yeah.
So I think all in all, I may be wrong. I don't anticipate that much damage with 2 ways for the water to get out. At some point, we'll open the Encantada. That's a story for another day. But
I gotta mark that off.
Yeah.
All right.
But I just think it's going to be when you split the flow like that. I think I went back and did a thing this week, and you go back to 1973 and you look at those Corps permits. And the through line from that day all the way to this is they want water flowing from the Gulf into our canal system. Mm-hmm. We've been 40 years trying to get this done, and we're right there.
Right there. And it's water quality. That's the main thing that we've had to sell with this permit is, when they put in those PIPOA canals, the north side and the south side, they were closed loops, right?
Right.
And so there was no communication in between those two. And the TCEQ realized that, and they made them, study the dissolved oxygen. That was the big thing.
The water quality was so poor, they were forced to install bubblers, or aerators, I guess.
They tried to call them oxygenators, and I pushed back because I don't see any oxygen bottles around here.
It's just there,
But if you go back, years ago, Paul Snakesnyder, from 1993 until around 2018, his job was to renew those Corps permits every 5 years, so he kept up with things. And one of the things that he pointed out was over the years, the original design was to have the water flowing under SPID kind of right next to what's now Perrin's restaurant.
Right.
And the Corps kept pushing that further and further away from Whitecap because the prevailing southeasterly wind didn't have enough fetch and reach. The idea was to get as much water as you could under SPID.
Using wind forcing.
Right,
yes.
and that's how the bridge ended up where the Don Patricio is now, and that's why that bulkhead is made. The one on the north side sticks out further to catch that wind-blown water, the top 9 or so inches of the water, the water column. So since 1973, the goal has been to do what we're finally now in 2026 getting done.
Coming soon in 2019.
When the canals were open before, it took, what was it, Jay, 2 days for a manatee to be spotted in the canals. Like manatees will have
tarpon, snook,
all
the fun things.
Rays, everything that was offshore will now have access to our canal systems and become part of our beautiful coastal ecosystem.
Well, I got to think, we'll talk about it when we come back, but I got to believe having the canals open is going to help the real estate market.
It will. There's a bubbler in Rockport, you know.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
We'll talk about
when we
that
get
in a
back,
minute,
real estate bubbles, water bubbles, all kinds. Island Moon Live.
Giving me cause for a rapid heart rate. I love you like a hooker girl as you swear to and fro.
In case your electric goes out.
Yeah.
But he has the bubbler, and that's what keeps. And those are high-dollar homes at Isles of
Yeah.
Rockport.
Yeah.
High dollar.
It's interesting.
Yeah, Greg Stunz lives over there in Island Moorings.
That permit we got too, right? For
Island Moorings?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Berg Oliver did it.
It doesn't silt up anymore, does it?
They said they corrected it, the Army Corps of Engineers, the last time they were in. But you know, when you have an odd position and the water goes
It's
the same
forced in
position,
there. Yeah,
Right.
there's no.
Well, they
there's not
said
a
the
stoplight that stops the sand from coming in.
It was a $2 million solution, is what it was.
well,
I
they
hope
said
it is.
the liquid natural gas ships. As they've increased, they displace a lot of water, and they
do.
had that issue. Remember at
Jeez Louise, that's hyper
Charlie's
channel right
pasture
away.
where they would come around that curve
Oh,
and
the
throw
wave
all that
action
energy
busted
right.
up the bulkhead.
Yeah.
And they're messing up Ingleside on the Bay. We're scrambling. That's
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the projects we're doing, Coast Bend Basin estuaries, is because
When
it
they're
is just the
talking real
ships
estate
turning.
property going
It's just
up.
them turning.
I mean, when they opened that canal the first time, I was catching my limit in 30 minutes. As
Oh, I
fucking
know. I
trout.
bet.
I mean, I'm like, everybody's going to want to
Dude,
come to my
it
house
changed
now.
the
Like,
migration
market
patterns.
when you can
I mean-
catch snook in your backyard.
That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
that's pretty
You know
cool.
those crazy kids on
And
e-bikes? Why
crabs,
don't they
too.
just blow open that wall of sand?
Yeah.
Do something
It's slowly
constructive.
eroding with all the rain we've had. It
Yeah.
won't be long.
Was that a bag of M80s?
Yeah.
I got
Well, they
one.
could
I got a
probably
bag
do
of
it,
M80s. I'll donate to the. No,
So
pounds
this
of tanner.
property
I would
that
never do
just
anything like that.
came up on Granada. They have the city approved a desal plant on this property on Granada.
Really?
I bet you they didn't even know that.
Okay.
Really?
So I just
well,
listed it.
We're
Oh,
about
yeah.
to become really popular when we get back on the.
Interesting.
on the air here.
Yeah.
Are we gonna
Okay,
talk
hang
about
on.
it?
Like a desal
That
plant
was
for a
good.
house?
No, 9 townhouses.
Really?
On Granada going down on the left-hand side.
Oh, there's nothing there now?
No, but he got it approved ahead of time because of the
go
water
live.
problem.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Segment 3, 11 minutes. You guys ready?
Oh, you should just go live. Oh, sorry, we're on squirrels.
Right. Exactly.
Shiny squirrel again.
And we return to Island Moon Live. Jay Gardner.
Sorry.
There it is. Who's waiting on it? David Carr, Kim Irwin, Dale Rankin, Jeff Cohen, and my name is Jacob Oggs. Just before we left you for the break, we were talking about bubbles, real estate bubbles, water bubbles. Kim mentioned a bubbler in Rockport to keep air, not just necessarily oxygen, because technically it's mostly nitrogen, right? Into the
Right.
canals for
An
fish health.
oxygenator.
It was
But-
crazy. It's at
Nitrogen.
Isles of Rockport. They have those really big, beautiful homes. Kiki is the developer. And so for the opening to get out to the bay over by Rockport, he has a bubbler that sits at the bottom of the canal to keep the sand dispersing so it doesn't fill in. I'm like,
Interesting.
well, if the electric goes out, do you have batteries? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
you got a
Or
gerbil cage.
generator. I
No,
don't
you
know.
said that somebody just got a permit for a desal?
Yeah, so I just listed these 2 lots over on Granada, And what was really
This is it,
interesting,
yeah.
so Granada is multifamily.
Yes.
Those are big, long lots. So if you visualize 50 to 60 feet by 300
Right.
on concrete bulkheads, that's a long lot. But these are two. And so he went, the seller, and got the permit at the city. He has a designer out of Austin. And he has on there a desal plant for like 9 townhouses. And it was approved.
I can hear
Seawater
people.
desal?
Or it was approved.
He's pulling seawater desal, or he's desaling well water.
he
or
just
something?
got the desal approved.
Okay.
Now, how the method would be, it's not on the
We don't
plans.
know.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
you could
say
do it from a well, or you could do it from the canal.
It could be. I would have to say the
Yeah.
canal, but I don't know where the discharge.
Yeah.
But the city approved it, and so I just put it up for sale with all of the models and studies. He just got tired of the baloney
Sure.
that people go through in Corpus Christi,
Yeah.
and he just said, "You know what? Life is too short. I'm done." And he has a couple $100,000 in plans, engineering, and everything.
Well, I keep a bunch of cards in my truck when I'm driving around on the island and I see houses with all this dead grass. I put a "Get Well Soon" card in there. Get it?
Well, if they would sell with me, they get 5 gallons of water from HEB.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing we've seen rise in people on the island specifically digging their own wells and using well water.
I got one.
Yeah.
I've got one.
They do.
Yeah, we even had someone in the Island Moon a little while ago put in plans of what you need to get.
David
Everything.
Dunn.
I don't know who that
Yeah.
was.
When David Dunzeth and Jeff has done it. There's quite a few of them around. I've seen a couple of them drilled, and it's not that uncommon.
So,
You can
Kim-
get about 6 gallons an hour.
So the question is, do you see wells and even small scale desal aspects kind of coming in as a kind of feather in the cap for home sales in the future?
I think that the well water would work like on the island. You'd have to test the quality to put it into a pool.
Yeah.
Although we use chemicals, I see it in Flower Bluff. And I have this one listing I was working on. Obviously, I'm not going to disclose stuff until I have it listed. That gives me permission to talk about
Yeah.
it. But that person has 10 1,000-gallon holding tanks for water, and she ordered a small desal kit because she was concerned about running out of water. So as I go through some of these homes, I see how they're doing reclamation of water, a bunch of different
yeah.
things,
Reuse.
conserving, reuse.
Atmospheric.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
atmospheric. But what's real interesting, there's a lot of people moving. Like I just listed a property. They moved here last year. It's on the south side. Great job. I said, you just bought your property. Why are you leaving? We don't want to live here. See, what they
Wow.
don't really realize is acting like they do. Here's my synopsis. I have to get along with over 1,200 realtors. Do they like me? Do I like them? It doesn't matter. Our goal is to list and sell properties and get them closed. So if I can get along with 1,200 people, how come 5 people can't get along with like 10? I don't know. The math doesn't add up. It's like the tax collector's
Good fences
calculator.
make good neighbors.
Yeah.
But I
In
would
some
think
cases.
once we have water, once you can get in your boat and go to the open Gulf, that's got to be a selling point for homes on the island.
It is. Over the weekend I fished in that, what was it? The
Hooked on Padre.
Hooked on Padre. That was so much fun. I met a lot of people. Actually, that weekend there was more condos shown than to date this year because they had a good experience. They had fun. Docs did an incredible job. And then we had houses shown as well. But the people that I had spoke with, the other agents, said it was in relation to the fishing tournament. Not only the people that were fishing, but their family that came with them.
No, that's perfect, Kim. I'm glad you brought that up because the third week in October, we have the Babes on Baffin ladies fishing tournament. So
I'm there.
That'll be out of Market 37 right over there.
It's not going to interfere with Halloween in New Orleans. That's a big deal because I dress up.
No. Actually,
Huge deal.
Actually, I think it's the second weekend, but we're looking for sponsors, Kim. So if you want to be,
I thought
think
I'd
we're
be a
looking at-
sponsor and show up.
Yeah. Gotcha.
One of the things I noticed, so they're building the new restaurant and the admissions building on Bob Hall Pier. They're building it out of the ICF blocks.
Oh, yeah.
Are we seeing, that seems to me like kind of a no-brainer. If you're building a new house on the island, that is proven to be very resilient in hurricanes.
Correct.
Are you seeing a lot more of that as opposed to wood frame houses?
No, wood frame on the stucco. It depends on the builder because each builder has a way of spinning how they do the exterior, whether it's concrete masonry. If it's the real concrete, they have the expansion joints, so can
Right.
contract.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you have the EFA stucco. It depends on the builder. Each builder is very sold on how they present it. What I like is the insulation. You know,
Yeah.
and Icynene is a brand name, but that foam insulation, like these older homes that go in and do it, they spend a lot of money, but you know what?
It's effective.
It's effective.
Yeah.
But you know what's not effective is solar panels on a roof. So I'm on my
Horror stories.
third one this month, and this
Yeah.
is crazy. So the payoff is usually higher than what they quote.
Right.
You can't assume the contract because the solar person that gives the loan goes back and qualifies the new buyer and new terms.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's the trick.
So now you got to discount your house.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Windstorm
Right, yeah.
doesn't insure underneath it. Now, I'm not
Yeah.
an insurance person, but you have to hire a professional to lift it up
Right.
to have, a Windstorm contractor put the roof on,
Mm-hmm.
and then the solar panel people will attach it to the roof. But the sellers said to me, all three of them were so upset. And so there's this attorney out of Austin that said for $5,000 they can wipe out your solar panel debt.
Jeez
So I had
Louise.
sellers
Oh,
in
really?
Corpus. I go, that's a good one. It's crickets. 6 months ago, I still haven't heard, and neither has the sellers. So that's $5,000 out the window.
I pulled all the building permits on the island for the month of June, and there was about 7 or 8 of them were solar. People putting in solar.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to see speaking of rainwater collection, we're going to see a huge rise in that. That's going to be one of the new kind of, I think, alternatives. The city had their program where they were giving out rainwater collection buckets. I started doing some research into that, found out there was a guy in Oregon who was jailed for rainwater collection. But there's more to that story. Turns out the guy had set up weirs and dams on his property and had collected 13 million gallons that was going to a community.
Whoops.
So yeah, we're not talking about rainwater collection that way.
Oh, I think they'd see
But-
me on Dos Marinas with a dam with 13,000
Yeah,
gallons of water.
yeah.
Well, I think if you had a desal process for swimming pools, that would be popular.
Right. So I think Jeff looked into that with his
Yeah.
well too. didn't
What'd
he?
you
you
find?
can just run it through an RO system.
Really?
That membrane filtration, you can
Take
get
it out of the
clean enough.
ground?
Yep. The seawater thing's interesting. I wonder if that's like what yachts use. You know, sport fishing boats have water makers on them. That
Sure.
might be what it is.
Well,
Yeah.
you typically don't activate those until you're way offshore in like big blue
Well,
water.
and you have to
Because
change
it's
your
less sediment.
Yeah.
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 That's true.
And you have to change your
But
membranes.
that's a common issue out here on the island. Anybody that has a swimming pool, evaporation is your biggest water use.
Right.
Right.
Unless you're watering your yard, and most people have rocks.
Well, and Dale has circumvented that a little bit too because he's got a dehumidifier in his
Yeah.
house and he dumps the water.
I do.
into
Yeah.
his
About
pond.
5-6 gallons a day. It dehumidifies in the house, and it's distilled water. It goes in the
Yeah.
swimming pool.
Yeah.
But then when we get rain, and the plants blow the leaves in the pool, it turns a funny shade of yellowish green very quickly. But I think ultimately, looks like now we may be getting out of stage two water restrictions.
Well, the water is still 2 days from Lake Corpus Christi, so
But it's
everybody's
slowly
counting
already
down.
rising. The
Yeah.
combined levels
Rising.
of
It's at
27 something.
Once it gets to 30, the restrictions go away.
So it doesn't
Yeah.
take a vote or anything to once it hits
No.
30, they just basically say, okay, we're
Well,
They had
Yeah.
a long discussion about that on
That-
council Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can
we
bet
want to go there.
You
No,
can bet they'll
no,
vote
no.
on it and take credit for the rainfall.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
it's an automatic thing. They said. Kaylin
Okay.
Paxton, our District 4 rep, was actually talking about that.
Really?
And said, "How does this work, Peter? When it gets to 30, can people water their grass?" And he's like, "Yeah, I mean it's automatic."
That's interesting. Well, that Netflix show that they just shot is going to be even more interesting about Corpus Christi.
Yes.
Very interesting.
I
Are they
didn't hear
taking the
about that. What
desal
was that?
angle?
No, it's about chemicals in the water, so I don't
Oh.
think reverse osmosis can pull them out.
CPAS or
Yeah.
FPAS, yeah.
Well,
Who produced that?
Well, I'm not green and glowing yet.
Yeah, right. We're good.
We got nuclear power down here. We just, don't even know it
Drinking
yet.
it.
We're going to
Right
take a
on.
quick break. When we return, more Island Moon Live.
I love you like a hula girl, shaking the coconuts right off of my tree. Keep moving them hips and shaking that grass. Keep on swaying to the bottom.
Really?
But he's worried about people. So he did his own study, and they found potassium, magnesium, mercury, everything from in the fish all around the bay in the harbor, Padre. So those weird cancers that are coming out, that are really different.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's a thing.
And I'm not going to promote that because I'm
Just
promoting real estate
as,
sales.
just as we get a real estate plus, we get hit with that.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
there's.
you just need to be. I'm not comparing anybody.
Well, I know people that are having their mercury levels monitored now because if you eat certain kind of fish that are top predators, it collects.
Well, here's the weird thing that they found. So certain houses have certain cancers attributed to them. I can't make this up.
Yeah.
So like these homes that like I would sell over and over 12 to 14 years. It's weird, but like the same house, the women get breast cancer that live there full time. Okay? And then like over at Packery, it's the rare blood cancers. Down on Ocean Drive, there was rare bladder cancer. So Dr. Mintz, this guy that works with him, got this rare bladder cancer his ex-wife did. Very weird, and they hadn't been together. And they attributed it to how the water you build up in your system.
Tap
really?
water.
Lead,
It's tap
pipes.
water. People drink.
And
A lot of the
I don't know how to get
the fight against microplastics is another huge one.
Well,
Yeah.
it's different than hydro. This is a little
Yeah.
different. This is washing up the ships.
Yeah.
So we're worried about we're worried about desal that might lose 30% on the marine on the bottom.
Yeah.
And we have 100%. Look at your periodic table.
Yeah.
Look at the life. It's longer than I'm going to live for that stuff to disappear.
Crazy.
Well, some of them are forever chemicals. And as you go down the periodic table, when you get to the turn down there at the bottom, that's the stuff you don't want.
Yeah.
Growing up on the Hudson River in New York from striped bass, and it's like you do not
No.
striped bass.
Yeah.
Unless it's tagged from the Chesapeake, and you get a tag on it, like 5 pounds.
Well, if
That's
you
crazy.
see Aaron Brockovich here, then we know we got.
Yeah,
Where was
right.
the one?
Yeah.
What was the river that caught on fire that Abby Hoffman was raising hell about years ago? That was I forget. It was near It was somewhere in that area. The water caught fire because it had so much pollution in
Probably
it.
the East River.
Yeah.
All right, last segment, 9 minutes. Y'all ready?
Anything in particular we
We were
need to
born
cover?
ready.
I don't know of anything going on this weekend, Big.
I don't think events-wise we'll get to beach parking passes and that increase because that's huge news. That's blowing up all over the
That
place.
vote was 5-4.
Really?
Yeah. Our
Interesting.
council person
Barely.
voted against it.
All right, 9 minutes coming at you.
That's a sticky
Welcome aboard. This is Island Moon Live. We're here for our last segment. We're glad you're
Yeah.
joining us. This is a show where we talk about everything going on Padre Island, Flower Bluff, Port Aransas, Corpus Christi, and the Coastal Bend.
And squirrels.
And squirrels.
And manatees.
Yes, exactly.
Manatees.
And manatees.
And sharks.
Jeff Cohen, Dell Rankin, Kim Irwin, David Carr, Jay Gardner. And my name is Jacob Hawks. We're glad you're joining us. We had
show.
Coach Elwood on the show last week,
Did.
talking about school getting fired back up. We've only got a couple more weekends of summer until a bunch of the main schools get
Kids
back.
go back on the 12th, Flower Bluff and Seashore, and I think CCISD as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll
it's-
have 2 more big weekends.
So it's last hurrah. What's it looking like this weekend out there?
What I saw last weekend is long line at the showers on the on the seawall.
They're popular.
That was
Yes.
there was probably 50 people in line waiting to go through those
Yes.
freshwater showers.
Right.
So I don't. Maybe we need more of those. And they are doing. They passed the first reading on the increase in the beach parking this week from 12 to 20.
12 to 20.
Who
Yeah.
voted for and against it?
It was a 5-4 vote, and
I'm not saying
our
anything.
council person on the island voted against it. I think she wanted to. She was talking about going to a $14
Okay.
fee, but the problem is we're at the end of a 2-year process. This has been going on for
Yeah.
a long time.
Actually, it's been going on for 15, 18 years. It's been trying to.
And you have a
crank it up.
90-day public comment period for the
do.
Texas General Land Office. So if you didn't pass it now, you were looking at 2028. And there on the seawall, there's after the current work is being paid for by the TERS, but after that, it's going to be around $250,000. I put it in the story, around $250,000 a year to maintain it going forward. And so that's an additional cost. Under the $12 fee, the money just wasn't there. I think it raises $3 million in
Right.
addition.
But they also spend more, right? So the beach maintenance, the beach rescue, all that, they spend more money to provide the services
Right.
than they actually
They
make
operate
off of
it as a
those.
deficit.
And so they pull the extra out of the state hotel occupancy tax.
And we're going, so for people unaware, we're going from beginning of next year, because it's just annual starting January 1st.
Right.
Goes from $12 to $20 per vehicle per year.
And that's not a big deal. I mean, you guys remember when they raised the fee to get into National Park, the Padre Island National Seashore, they took it from 20 to 40 a year. And all of us locals kind of looked at each other and went, okay.
Well, there
not a
was
problem,
talk.
you
There
know?
was talk at the council meeting of doing a locals permit.
Oh, yeah.
And there's all kinds of problems with that. The
There-
first one being the state law prohibits it.
No, you actually can do that, and that actually goes into your beach user fee plan that goes into the Texas legislature and your Texas administrative code, because we all like to talk about Texas administrative code. I'm also helping
But you would have to change that in order to do it.
I'm also helping Galveston County, and the impetus comes from the General Land Office thinking that a fee increase is going to cause undue burden on families across Texas. Now, seriously, 12 to 20, it's $8. That's a latte.
Well, Galveston
And-
charges
you
an
know what I
annual
mean?
fee and a daily use fee. But you just go to,
Galveston City, right? Exactly. I'm talking about Bolivar, so they're doing something a little bit different. And the problem is they do an early bird fee, so you can buy your annual beach parking permit for $8 instead of $12 there now. And that's the same permit. Now, if you do a 1-day pass or a 3-day pass or a monthly pass, your administrative costs go through the roof because you've got to change all your
Right.
point of sale systems.
Yep.
You got to change all that noise and you got to track all that. And so the squeeze, the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
you
on
would
that.
also have, if you're selling to doing a local, then what are you going to do? The person sitting on the beach that's selling the parking pass is going to go, let me see your driver's license. How do I know?
I know.
Yeah.
It's the administrative and
it sounds like a good idea at the bar, but when
Yeah, no, it's
It was
not.
Dale. It was hard enough, and you know this.
Jeez.
Port Aransas sells a lot more beach parking passes than
Yeah.
Packery Channel.
Right.
So they were like, "Hey, we are making an inordinate more money, right?
Right.
So they're differing amounts. So how do you split that
They
up?
share
Do you say
16%
it's-
with the county, and now going forward, it was going all into a pool and then doled back out by linear feet of beach.
Right.
But Port Aransas was selling, I think it was 60%, something like that, of the passes. So the new system is going to be you keep what you sell.
Yeah.
You take 16% goes to the county, and then the city and Port Aransas, the two cities, keep what they sell.
Now, what
Right.
about the fines? If you get fined in Port Aransas, they keep that money, right?
I don't know. They didn't address. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
I would think so.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm listening to all this going back and forth, and I'm thinking, just go to Clayburgh County.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean-
no pass required.
No.
Yeah. I mean, you can go to.
And there's
the-
less crowd down there anyway.
You can go to the seawall. There's plenty of free parking. So,
Yeah.
So
And
I
the
don't
s-
think that's an undue burden on people. You're
Yeah.
not forced
I'm-
to buy a permit.
I mean, you need maintenance fees. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
You got
Have
to
to.
take care of it to make it nice. And
Right.
12 to 20, I mean, come on, they're spending more in beer
I know,
every day to get out
exactly.
there. You know?
And you know, beach rescue. You know, when you've got high people coming in, high use areas, right? You need lifeguards. You want lifeguards.
Yes, absolutely.
My neighbor Bailey Aylwood, Clint's daughter, saved 3 people last weekend on one day. So
Wow.
they were headed out to sea, kind of. So
When we
People
get-
don't think
it's
about that.
lifeguards,
When we
you
get
know.
decent flow,
Well, it's
undertows are a real thing.
that wind. So
Yeah.
that southeast wind, when it pushes along the beach and hits the jetties, it just pulls.
Well,
everything
there's
out.
also a new beach access road going in on
Yep.
the Corpus side of the line,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to have a lot more usage of almost 8 miles of beach, 7.8 miles of beach, and they're anticipating that beach is pretty narrow there, and they're anticipating there's going to have to be some renourishment, and that's going to come with cost, and that was part of what's driving the increase in the fee.
Absolutely. So the beach user fee, not only in Galveston but also the city of Corpus Christi and Port Aransas, is actually putting money aside for that to do Kepra and actually offshore sand mining. So you'll be able to go.
Well,
They're going to pull sand from offshore.
I just don't think going from $12 to $20 is.
No.
it's long overdue.
Buy
Yeah,
one
that's
less hot
right.
dog.
Offshore sand mining.
What
We'll
is that
talk
for?
about that next week.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I
next
got,
week we're taking this show on the road, boys. We're
Oh,
going
that's
to
right.
boys and girls. We're going to
Yes.
Shorty's up in Port Aransas. I've reached out to the Marine Science Center. I'm going to try to get somebody on. I talked to
Excellent.
Billy Snipes yesterday. He's on musicians hours, but it is 11 o'clock. His alarm doesn't go off till noon. Musician's alarm, but. Hopefully we'll have him. Maybe get Ty Deese to come in.
I
and
think
do
Ty said he was going to show
do
up.
a
Yeah.
do a little music show, do a Port A thing. Edwin Myers is going to be there. So we're going to go be live from Shorty's. They got air conditioning in Shorty's.
No,
now.
they
I
have,
know.
two,
Wow.
they have too many
I
splits.
know.
Yeah.
It's
They had
crazy
to,
talk.
they had to move the entire building to the air conditioning, but you know,
So we're going up there next week for take the show on the road and see how that goes.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'll get a rental, I guess, that night if I'm going to Shorty's in the day.
No,
So do some
geez.
afternoon day drinking. I'm with you.
I'm curious to see the numbers about the actual beach and traffic numbers. I'm sure have been just outrageous every weekend.
I didn't get them last week, the week before it. The last 2 weeks have been very heavy.
Yeah.
And the traffic patterns we're seeing that are changing that I've never seen before. And 4 o'clock and on Sunday afternoon, there's people coming, making the left turn off of SPID onto Whitecap, going to the seawall. Late
Yeah.
in the day when normally everybody would be going the other direction.
Yeah, on Sundays I'll watch the traffic and watch it all turn red on 361 all the way up to Port Aransas because checkout's at 11. You know,
Yeah.
everybody knows
Back
that's
to
when
there.
Lori
Right.
Ty and the girls are coming back from church. We're watching everybody stacked in the line.
But you've got Brewster Street's over there. This is their second year. Now you've
Yeah.
got the Sandbox. There's stuff for people to do. The Salty
Yeah.
Dolphin is there.
The Anchor, it's
Probably
There's
what it
stuff
is,
for people
yeah.
to do,
Picking
and
up.
so they wait till late in the day when things calm down. And they come in, I guess, from in town. I don't know.
It does. On Wednesday night, you get $2 off if you're local at the Sandbox. I was
Is
there
that
with,
right?
Yeah.
with May Mendoza last night just
Yeah.
to save $2.
Well, that place is man, they're crowded
Yeah.
all the time.
It adds
We
up.
need to do a show from there one day.
Oh, yeah.
We'll add that to the list. We'll want to say a special thank you to Dr. Kesley Banks for joining us, as well as Jay Gardner, David Carr, Kim Irwin, Dale Rankin, and Jeff Combs. My name is Jacob Oggs.
2 hours goes really fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we rolled right on through. And we're glad you're joining us for Island Moon Live here on KUYS Corpus Christi, 1440 AM, 98.7 FM, as well as Island Moon Live on YouTube. We will catch you next Thursday. And until then, my friends, keep it on Island Time.
Left a rash where there was a bikini. Texas surfer girl. Texas surfer girl. Texas surfer girl.
We're gonna have to. I feel the wind every now
They're probably too loud.
They are when they come right into the mics.
You can, and the other thing is they'll sit
Nice
there
to
and just
finally
blow
meet
your
you in
hair back
person.
in your
Yeah.
face. So we would have
Yeah.
girls or
Executive
people sitting
suite.
around and
Oh,
we're like,
gosh,
oh my
that's
god.
right.
Yeah, so we've never met, but I know that we were
No.
kind of battling
Yeah.
in the beginning with the nut job.
I thought it was like 3
Yeah.
foot.
I'll
See all
send
these
you.
boats and
I'll
it's
send you
like
something when I get back
2
to
to 3
the
wind
office.
chimes is what I saw.
You know, it all rolls downhill.
decent-sized boat, but it's gonna
That's
be
what I'm
rough.
saying. And some of that stuff ends
Yeah,
up
it's
here.
still choppy.
Still got 16 people watching on YouTube.
Heck yeah.
Hi, YouTube.
Hi, thanks everybody.
Yeah.
I'm Flap Jackson in the morning.
One with the
That's
pepper.
Dave in the office. Hey, Dave.
Yeah, probably. Get back to work.
Immense quantity. Because I don't
jeez.
think I'm saying it
Yeah,
correctly.
I'm showing
Fluorocarbon polymers.
every bit of
It's
3
different
foot.
than what's
Yeah.
over there that they shot
So
a
thanks-
few years
Period,
back
that ain't fun.
on the
Thanks for
plastic.
joining us today,
These are
Jeff.
actual
Yeah, it was
organisms
awesome.
that
It
was
live
fun.
in
Like that
fish.
conversation talking about
That's why these weird cancers are
Kesley and
showing
all
up
the fish and
in
stuff.
certain
Yeah.
areas.
it's always
So I don't know how they shot it.
D-Sal.
Yeah.
We snuck it in there.
That could be breaking ground.
Yeah.
No, it's all
Well, it was fun. Nice
you know,
meeting
it's
y'all.
everywhere,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
You
but
too,
the
David.
Yeah,
kids,
good times.
It seems to be
Do
concentrated.
you live on, is
The
Bounty
city
the one
within
on the
my
north
state.
side of
I don't know
the
if you know
bridge?
Dr. Mintz. He's a
Or are
good
you on the
person.
south side of the bridge?
I'm on
Well,
the
he's
south side,
south
so when you
side.
go
So
when you go
we
up
have to know
Gypsy
that about
Yeah.
him.
to the bridge,
But he
my
does
house is
things that
actually there's a
have
vacant
past-
lot, and I
past
have
the
the
bridge to the
2-story
left?
this side
So
of the
they're
bridge.
talking
Oh,
about
okay.
if you
Okay.
look at
Right
those
on
bunkers,
So
Right by the
know
boat
everything.
ramp?
directly across the